right. Hey, Chris. I forget what number I have the thing on that I want to show. So I'm going to play a guessing game. There, yeah. Woohoo. I'm doing good. Doing good. Thanks for everyone who hopped on. Ah,
Hi, welcome
we're
back to
getting there, man.
Gamescape
It's
3D.
just a matter
Today
of,
we're going to do a speed paint of one of our little
yeah.
peasant houses
It's
to
just a
show how
matter of
easy these things are
getting
to paint.
through step by
Here's the
step.
peasant house I have to paint today.
I appreciate
It has been
the
primered
thoughts.
black. Okay, so we're all ready to go. So I got about 3 minutes.
Good days
into
and
it
bad
so
days, you
far.
know.
We got
But
the base, we got the roof.
get rid of one thing in a
and
couple
then we
weeks,
have
hopefully,
a few
and
smaller components.
move on to the hips
I
next
have,
year.
flat boards here for the loft.
Anna's not on yet, so I'm solo right now.
A little itty bitty window parts there. And then I have a hood for the flue up on the roof, and this could be resin printed or FDM printed. And then lastly, we have a little ragtag door to put on the front with a filament hinge.
Stream of October, as I won't be on tomorrow night.
In terms of prepping the
Fill that in with I think it was pretty successful yesterday.
The
Thanks,
filament's
Dale.
supposed to run through can get clogged up on your resin doors. Sometimes the resin will just settle in there when it's washing out and kind of harden. Sometimes with these doors, it might just be a little off. You know, you might need to clean it out. If you do, you can use a drill bit. 5/64 is the size you need to clean out those holes.
Yeah, man, it is. So it's a lot. I had to get blood work again today. Like they didn't take enough on Monday, so I had to go back to the hospital and take more this morning. Yeah, and I got like I don't know if you're gonna be able to see them, but I got like 2 different sets of bruises on my inner arm, on my left arm now because of it. I'm like, whatever. It's part of it. Part of all the fun, I guess. If you count that as fun.
So
but everything is fixable, I'm being told. So
for a filament, and we will continue on.
Keep on going with everything else we got going on as well as possible.
All right. The first thing I'm going to be doing.
Obviously, you can hear me all, so that's great.
Onto the timber frames, and I'm going to use a pretty good sized brush. I don't care about getting brown everywhere for this first part. In fact, it's preferred.
All right.
So there's my brown again, kind of on the lighter side of a mid-tone.
Alrighty.
Now I don't want to use so much brown.
All right, so I am analyst. We didn't have any guests tonight, so it was just Anna and me. For this one, I know the DM's guide's going to come up, but you know, we can have that discussion. Nothing wrong with that.
Waste your time creating an even coat around this. It'll actually take away from it in the end, and it's kind of just a waste of time. You can go do something else. Do make sure you kind of hit the tops and the bottoms of your timbers, okay? Don't just paint the face of these things, because you're not going to be coming back later to hit these sides. This is kind of the last time they should be getting painted, unless you absolutely have to come back in to do a little touch-up. Okay.
Disconnect there for a second.
Going at it.
I haven't read it either. I mean, I just don't have time, and I'm not going to, because I don't use 5e rules, and I watch Joe Block's, and I listen to Sam's review. I mean, I read Sam's review. It's all over on Facebook. So, you know, that's good enough for me for now.
Timber lines come through, you know, kind of dry brush it a little bit as opposed to like a straight paint job. And I might do it both ways. Sometimes I might saturate it.
Thanks for the lurk, Dregger. I know you got a game.
Sometimes I might just kind of
always good.
Variation is really the key. You want to paint badly differently all over the place, okay? So you want to avoid painting the same way. The key is really different amounts of pigment in different areas. And that'll kind of create a little bit
Hey,
of
Elnival, thanks.
shimmer in the end. Okay. So finish that up. Okay, so no big deal there, huh? It's about 2 minutes or so, maybe 3. We are done with our first part here. Okay, we're going to let that dry. We're going to go over to the roof now. When we come back, we'll do the inside. I could do the ground right now too. That's a pretty similar color. It's not going to hurt anything. I'm not particularly certain it matters if I do the ground after the walls or before, since I'm going to be, you know, putting dirt down as well. But I'm just going to put down a quick coat of this mustard brown yellow, so it'll be a nice little backdrop for the dirt I put in there. And again, don't care really about applying an even coat or even being careful, not worried about hitting the walls. Okay. Another thing is when you put that wash in there, that's going to go, you know, the way I've modeled this, it's going to go straight into those corners. So even if your corners aren't perfect, they're going to get filled up with that wash.
What's up, Sam?
Bit. So you'll have a little bit of grace there. Okay. Let's wash this a little bit. But
it was close, man. What's up, Michael?
Really matter.
Let's see if this new shout out works.
We're just going to be painting this straight yellow.
Oh my gosh, I got so many. Which section? There it is.
Put down an even coat.
It did. Yes, perfect. Thanks, man.
Some of the black comes through, all the better. If there's parts where the black doesn't come through, I'm just going to use a big brush like this just to get those done.
What's up, John?
Okay. Don't use a tiny brush to do a big job.
Don't use a tiny brush to do a big job.
Out.
I hear that all the time. Just kidding.
Okay.
Patrick, what's going on?
Here we go.
What is going on, man?
Some areas maybe the paint covers up everything. Other areas it's just kind of washed, you know. You can go ahead and throw some water in.
I'll have to run this whole thing at some point. I mean, it's large, so I'm not sure if... I'm going to have to go to screen 2 because Anna's not on. I don't know. I don't think I saw anything in Discord. Dude, I thought what you said was spot on, man. Hey, darling. Spooky Greyhawk tonight. Hello. I put those 2 Mike articles in your Discord. I just snipped them.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm sorry I'm late here.
That's all right. We're good. Out campaigning?
Yeah, it's crazy around here. It's a few days before the election, and we are one of the key battleground states for, or district for who will run Congress or the House of Representatives.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're pouring millions into this district. They're both hell-bent on winning it. It's probably the most even one in the country.
Really? In California? I thought everyone was a communist.
No.
I'm kidding.
This one is a fascist. If everyone else is communist, this one has been fascist for 30 years, and now they wanted to. No, it hasn't been that. But the guy is a Republican. He's been in this chair for 30 years.
Was it ISA?
Nope. This is further north. It's Ken Calvert. Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, he's been for 30 years. Last time the Democrats were 2% from knocking, or 1.6% from knocking him off a seat. So this time they're hell bent on doing it, unseat him. And it's the polls saying it's a toss up. The polls have 2% margin of error, and it's within 2%. So
every poll's a toss up this year.
Exactly.
So
yes. Exactly. So that's why no one knows exactly how it's going. So everybody's just pouring in money. So yeah.
Yep.
And it's not about convincing the other side, it's convincing your own side to go to the polls. That's what both sides are doing. So yeah, to actually get their votes in. Yeah. So here we go. Log into Twitch.
Alrighty. I know we'll get I know we're going to get a lot of DMs guide discussion. We're going to save that for like later on when we have more people on. How's that sound? But we'll discuss it, okay? I'm not going to be Mr. Badmouther either, because it doesn't, like I said, I've said it in Cannon Fire and multiple places, it's not going to affect me at all. So, Brew Brass asks. Axe! That was slip! Awesome, thanks. That was funny. Nice. 70 more months. Alright. Coming live 2 minutes early. Oh, look at that. Alright. Hope you're all well today. How's everything doing? Now, remember we had that bonus stream yesterday, like kind of last second, putting together terrain. That was a lot of fun. So, for those that participated and hung out, we had like almost 80 people when we left last night, which was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just myself, my son, and Michael Zudrak came over. So we set up for Saturday.
I saw the notification, but I was out and running, so I wasn't.
That's all right.
Yep, but I missed it.
Yeah, we had fun, and then we just were BSing a little bit, talking about stuff. So.
Yep.
So good evening. How's everyone doing? So this is the second stream of the week. Remember, there's none tomorrow night. So that's all right, Dale. You gotta go, man. It's okay. No problem. Sometimes you got things you gotta do. It's all good. Mm-hmm. Lurk if you can. If you can't, it's no big deal. Rascal, thanks for hitting it up. It was soothing. Soothing's a good word. Yeah, we just put together terrain, and I yelled at my son. You know, so like, no, get this, get that, get this. So I got this crazy, system. So yes, Michael, at Page. Everyone see the ad? So, wow, first time, Half Lit Moon, very cool. How'd you find out about us? Where'd you come from? Let us know. So, just so we know, a little bit about you, because we got a good. Hey, Duty, good to see you. So that's a good story. So, Duty Booty was like on the same time that Naz was on. So you know how long ago that was, right? And then I haven't seen him for like 4.5, 5 years on, and he came on last night's stream, and I'm like, wow. And it was just an impromptu stream, so right place, right time, So awesome. Thanks. We got another hype going here. Let me bring up something here. Phase. I don't think I've seen one for you lately, Anna, and I think you should have one here. So it's no big deal. No, it's I gotta find it. Philadelphia Gaming Expo. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, there. So there it is. Yes. So our special guest, Jay Scott and Joe Block, will be talking everything Earth during Saturday's Greyhawk discussion seminar at the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo. So there you go. So for the Discord, cool. That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Patrick, for doing that. Thanks, Scala. Awesome. Cool. Scala, if you want that to go to a player or in that amount, or to me for Saturday's special Halloween game, let me know. Yeah. So I guess Joe and I will be talking together. on a seminar. I got one seminar with Troll. I think he's got the day wrong, but I don't know. Um, I got a seminar with Troller Games as well, and I'm assuming you got at least one seminar there, right? My light's not
Yeah.
on. There
Mm-hmm.
we go. Yeah, cool. Very cool. Finally getting to a good Twitch session. Well, there. No more Win 98. Oh my gosh. Holy joy. Wow. I had XP forever. When I, playing World of Warcraft, I was on XP forever because it ran real well on it. So just to show you that's coming up.
Canadian got me. Patrick got me. Damn.
That's all right.
Damn.
He's too fast.
Thank you,
He's
Patrick.
too fast
Yeah.
there. So, yes, thank you. Just everyone saw it here. I got 2 specials already for Saturday. All right, so let's talk about it. It's Classic D&D reprint giveaway tonight. Oh, yeah, you know what? You can't do it because I haven't started it up yet. That's what I forgot. Give me a sec here. And then we get over level 3 hype right now. I will, of course, double the giveaway like I always do on Wednesday nights. So, boom. There we go. Courtesy of Patrick. Patrick's really loaded me up again, even though he said he was going to run it through for the rest of the year. I was like, no problem. So we're going to talk spooky locations at Greyhawk tonight, and then I know we're going to have a little DMs guild. You follow all about XP? Nah, man. XP is the way to go. XP is the way it is, man. But hey, it's all the same thing, really, when you think about it. Some different tables here and there. Patrick, thanks, man. So good to see you, Greg. Good to see everyone. So, Halloween themed one here. We'll just have a little fun with this. And you guys come up with some of your own. We'll talk about them. I ripped this topic right off from Mike's blog. And he knows it too. Because about 10% of our streams, I'm like, we don't have a topic over the week.
More than that.
Yeah, it's over the weekend, and I'm like, what are we going to do? It's the day before Halloween. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to Mike's blog. And he's like, spooky. I'm like, awesome. So some of them are scrolling through here. In fact, I got to add one that I forgot and put that in here without crashing the stream, hopefully. So hopefully everyone's doing well. And like I said, one more time, I really appreciate everyone showing up yesterday and just watching me build terrain with my son and Michael, who's on now. We talked a little bit about what Frog God's got going on, and so we got a really cool one. Really cool. They got a really cool Kickstarter. Also, Sharp March is always worth. Yes. Well, that's like the first one I got in this whole list here because it's like the classic, supposedly haunted house story. So we can start there. So, have you seen any of this though? Real quick, have you seen any of this DM guide Fallout?
Yep. I haven't read the Fallouts, but I've seen some of the.
What are you going to do about your shield lands? The leader's a Dragonborn now.
Well, I'm not that too far off. I can, yeah.
Well, I know that's why I said it to you. So.
I was going to say they've stolen the idea from me. So yeah. I might have whispered in the ear of some Wizard of the Coast employee a couple of years ago, and that might have triggered something. You never know. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Joe Block in his vid actually says they stole something from one of his ideas. Mm-hmm. So,
no, it's not them stealing something. It's simply there are a number of ideas that are logical to come up with when you read the same stuff. That someone else comes up with the same idea that I have or Joe has or someone, that's perfectly normal, so to speak.
Yeah, it's human nature. So I just I had my son bring this up. Look at this. Ooh, look at the condition in this puppy. So I just reminisce.
Yeah.
I don't have the new one yet.
There is another reason for Dragonborn in Shieldlands because Hieronymus in 3rd edition, that was a prestige class of Dragonborn. That was Hieronymus Dragonborn that was set in for Greyhawk.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
3rd edition Dragonborn, not the same way, not a race that you go, but you can become a Dragonborn, born again as a dragon.
Oh, well, that's a little different.
To Hieronymus as a prestige class, yes. And someone might have made the connection to Shieldlands, Hieronymus, and that part. At least that's the connection I made, so to speak.
Wow, Miss Theocracy, where are you from? As you're another new person, that's great. Discord, Facebook page, just let me know. So yeah, third edition Halfling Dragonborn were cool. There's all sorts of stuff
Mhm.
that like it sounds
But
like
it
it,
was not a race in mechanical terms. It was a
right,
prestige class that reshaped you,
right,
which I think was really cool.
huh?
You became meaning like demons and others. They make you into a thrall. This was the good version of it, so to speak.
Oh,
If you're devoted to Hieronymus, he will make you into a dragonborn. It's a kind of a special kind of paladin because Hieronymus was someone came up with the idea that Hieronymus is Bahamut,
yeah,
and they made a
Skyrim.
prestige class. They made a prestige class on that theme.
Wow.
And then, since Hieronymus is already tied to the shield lance from the faith module from second edition, so someone probably put together all three. They put together Bahamut, Hieronymus, Dragonborn, and Bastion of Faith, and they took all those three because they're kind of tangentially connected, so to speak. That is one connected to the other. Those
Oh, cool.
form dots, and someone connected them. And since Shield of Faith is or Bastion of Faith is set in the Shield Lance,
Right.
presumably, so they connected all those dots and into it, which is basically what I did for my Shield Lance campaign too. So these are I just had the same similar idea to what they now put in the
Patrick.
DMG. Yeah, that I started 5 years ago, so I had no clue. I'm not sure if they were before me, but I've talked to this idea to people, but I don't think they stolen it from me. But they might have been inspired. That would be kind of cool. Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there because this is because it's set back to 576 and all,
Yeah.
but we'll get there on that. So tonight, let's. Well, it's great to see you coming off from the Facebook group. This is our 270th Legends of Lore. The first, I guess, 29. We're on another channel way back when, but we're at 340. We're at 340. Nope, 324 in Gavin. So 325 will be this Sunday. So yeah, we're really so put them together, and we've had about 600 talk shows over the 6 years, plus all the RPGs and all the other special events. So it's good to see you on here, and please always feel free to ask questions. So let's start. Let's start right there. Michael, Greyhawk Mike had the article, and it says specifically, well, a good it's haunted. It's haunted. You can't go there. Well, how haunted? I mean, you tried in the original part of the game to make you feel like it was a haunted house. It's hard to do though in the Sinister Streak of the Salt Marsh. Was anyone very successful with that? Hey, Sparky, good to see you. Anyone successful at all with making the haunted house what it should have been when that was a true haunted house? It's tough. You know, stuff falls.
Oh, you mean it's not that scary or spooky?
Well, it's yeah. Well, I don't know. It's hard to do, but it's a classic adventure. You know, so you put a ghost. Oh my gosh, a real ghost, like a D&D ghost or a haunt or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember Pathfinder 1 had a really good haunt mechanic that was cool. It was like a curse, like a very mild curse that you could put in an area that was tied to it. I forgot exactly how it worked, but there were variants of it that you could kind of they heard something or saw something, and then they could be affected and scared or whatever. So that worked really well on low level characters. They got affected and they got like a detriment.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
The A2 module had a phantom in it. Yeah, it did. It did. I put a lot of ghosts and stuff in mine. But so here, the winner will get this. We'll spice it up a bit. We'll do Greyhawk the Adventure Begins if you don't have it already in Border Watch. All right, for the winner. And if you have either one of them, I'll change them out. All right, no problem at all. So yeah, horror is different than haunted scary, right? We're trying to do a little spooky tonight. We did horror a couple weeks ago, actually. Big difference. Horror, Cthulhu, horror, and there's one or two that cross over. but there's nothing horror about this adventure. It's not a horror adventure. It's a supposed to be scare you to keep you out adventure, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Um, but it's a classic. It's redone in fifth edition. It came out in '81, and this is like the first of the UKs. A lot of people don't know this. This is a UK module, but they just put U down, and then they redid the UKs. So the U series. These are the first ones because you got John Turbo, Dave Brown. So yeah, yeah. There is a cool aquatic elf pick in here, and I remember. Do you guys all remember when Neverwinter Nights came out, and it was a really good game in third edition? Oh, Patrick, you're really cranking up there. There's a good.
Oh, Neverwinter Night was good, especially the first iterations of the game in like 99, 2000, something like that were really
Oh,
good.
that's a good one. That may be Dale. That may be on the list. We'll take a look. So yeah, this is a really good picture. I remember when Neverwinter Nights came out, and someone was remaking these modules up, and they did Saltmarsh, and it was really good. Even to the having the aquatic elf trapped in the ship, I was like,
Mhm.
wow, this is great coding. Because I remember you could do a lot with that thing.
Oh
You
yeah,
just need to
you
know what
had
you
like
could
a
do.
DM module. You can create your own adventures and then run
Yeah.
them in multiplayer. It's amazing. Those I don't think there have been any games that had all that functionality even to this day. They
No,
were
it's
so
good.
ahead of their time in functionality, meaning there have been games that look better graphically and stuff, but D&D related that had the functionality of actually creating modules, running them in multiplayer and stuff. That's
Yeah.
even surpassing Baldur's Gate in that sense.
Absolutely, for self-coding. So I,
Yeah.
I remember specifically, and people would try to make persistent servers up too. And I know we're off on that tangent here. I apologize, but before World of War, I was playing World of Warcraft in that era. Someone made one from Forgotten Realms, the North server, and
Hmm.
it was awesome. I played that forever, and I had an arcane archer, and I know you love arcane archers, and they're
Hmm.
ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous, and I had boots of speed too. And I had the only set of boots of speed on the server because when they realized how nasty they were, because those boots of speed up your attack rate too, and then on Neverwinter Nights, not just your movement rate, it was crazy. So, yep, old TSR, yep. Whose is this? Is that Diesel? What's that? It says DEIGUW81. I don't know whose that is. I think that's. Oh, you can't. I think that's it right there. This signature. So
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, it was called the North. I think there was a book out, wasn't there? Forgotten Realms, the North. Um, I don't. Yeah, I think it was around Bloodstone. Yep.
That's more of Deep Forgotten Realms that I know.
LaForte. That's yeah. If that is Diesel,
Okay.
if that's a Diesel, then yeah. David still owes me a piece of art from last Gary Con. By the way, I got to get him in
Okay,
touch
there
with
you
him that I
go.
got. Yeah.
Hmm.
So all right. So our first one, the haunted house, which is
Hmm.
really just slavers or bandits, whatever you want to call them. Um, Pirates just trying to scare people away so they can keep their base of operations open.
Yeah.
So, yep. Yeah. I like it. A lot of people say it's overrated. I don't know. Especially if you're using introductory, like a first level adventure to new players, you could scare them pretty good.
I mean, it's not that dangerous in reality. It's more
Yeah.
scary.
Well, yeah, it's not either. It's so. Has anyone ever had a TPK insult in this adventure? I doubt it. So, yeah. But oh, we're gonna get to that one, man.
Hmm.
Fourth, we're gonna get to that one. Oh yeah, I agree. I agree, man. Yeah. So no, it's not. No, this is not. This is so the UK series comes out, right, and they have a real distinct flavor to them. A lot of them are in the what do you call it? Hold of the Sea Princes in that southern Berghoff area or whatever. But before that, U1, U2, U3, there's no K on them. They're UK. The U stands for UK. So
Hmm.
there's two sets of series of UK adventures. Yeah. So, oh my God, the second and third parts really scale up, and you can't run them one after another. It just doesn't work that way. D- Dave DeLue. So that's who did Dave DeLue. Okay, I didn't understand that. Yeah. So that's who it is. Awesome. Thank you. Never doubt people in dice come out and make it. Yeah, absolutely. So that's my first one. And the listing there, and I know I gave a couple up here. And if you have any, you want to go off of the board on, please.
Yeah, I have one that if you want to have a spooky adventure for high level characters.
Okay.
Then I suggest Black Splinter in Near Devon, because it's kind of interesting. It's run by a cousin of Carvend. So it's a Crandon, and he is a necromancer vampire, like 13th, 14th level. And it's kind of interesting because he's evil, but he is aligned with the Crandons in Devon, kind of. So he's both hostile and stuff. So that could be to go there, negotiate, ask favors, or get information or something like that. He's probably not going to kill you outright, but you have to go negotiate or something, or you just go there with Karn or someone else from the Crandons to go there to ask a favor or deliver something or gain something or get information or something like that. That could be a very interesting adventure where you don't outright have to fear for your life, but you realize that you can get stuck in a very haunted house with two
crap!
vampires.
It switched on me. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I did it again. Yeah. There you go.
There you
All
go.
my children.
Yep.
There you go, Devon. So, is that an adventure?
Nope. It's not. It's set in Even the Undying.
Oh, okay.
It's detailed in Even the Undying. North of, continue up a bit north.
Well, here's Devon. So yeah.
Yeah. Go up north, and it's depicted and continue.
There's Temple Lohan. Oh, Black Splinter.
Yep. There you go. Yep. There you go. So it's one of these locations that is you can. This is also something you can convert to Von Strad if you want to run that in Greyhawk.
Really, it's a good place.
You can you can convert him and call him the Greyhawk name, so to speak, a Crandon. So hang on a second. I need to go into so I can see here where he is. I should have the name on my tongue, but haven't been using it for 12 years or 13 years. So hang on a second here. I need to have realms.
Brevin, Castle Amber is technically not in Greyhawk, right? X2. And neither is Ravenloft. Now I had it in mine. I placed it in the northern Gaeland. So, yeah. That's funny there, Michael. Yeah, it's definitely not. So, Black Splinter is, I don't know much about it, but I'll take your word for it. Is it abandoned? It looks like it doesn't look like it's abandoned here on your map.
No, it's not. It's not abandoned. No,
okay. Everything all right?
Oh yeah, I'm just seeing if I can find all the information, but I need to find. Hang on a second.
If you're a subscriber, you have all the emotes. I mean, I got like so many emotes. I can't like 60 of them now. Of all of them. You just gotta look through the list. There's a whole group of them.
Black Splinter. Okay, I didn't find any info, so I haven't put it in since my Devon campaign.
Really?
Hang on a second. No, I haven't put it in my Obsidian because it's so old. Yeah. So I need to go in here and we can send Black.
Yeah, okay.
Splinter.
Yeah, so that's a good one.
Yeah, especially if you want to have. Here we go.
I never ran Castle Amber. I know they're just talking in chat X2. I never ran it.
That one, I don't even know which one it is. So, yeah. Now I need to take all my notes from back in the day here. And
that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's in Ivid the Undying, though, you're saying, right?
Yeah, it's even the other Prince Ferdinand. That's his name, Prince Ferdinand of Black Splinter. He's a human vampire necromancer, 15th level. and he has Shadwell is his 11th level assistant. He's his vampire thrall, so to speak.
Ah,
Yeah, that is his assistant. I put in that they have a pet black dragon that lives in the Splinter Marches around. That's their guardian of the castle, so to speak. So they have a black dragon out there too, and they also have a gardener or a keeper. There's a hag coven that lives up the Splinter March, and she runs a little inn where they sell spell components and stuff. And she's the gardener, and she has an Anis as her groundskeeper that throw out people that don't like. And if she doesn't like you and you cause trouble, you will be spell ingredients in the next one, so to speak.
awesome.
So yeah, so that those are and her he's Grima is her and so it's
Like
a night
Grima
hag.
Wormtongue, like the same name.
Yeah, Grina.
Oh, Grina.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of
Grina.
I had a
Okay.
bunch of other names for the yeah, because it sounds like Grima the
Right.
worm tongue.
Yeah.
So it was used in that everlasting name book came out, so to speak. And so I used it as she runs a little magic shop. So if you dare, you can go there. So necromancers and others, they go there and buy various spell components and stuff from her. And if you pay well, she delivers the goods. But if you come and cause trouble, you will be a spell ingredient very quickly.
I know
yeah.
there's a lot more stuff that's on the map here, but it's like in the middle of nowhere, right?
That's not nowhere. That's the road north from Rel Devon into Nyron and Almore. So that's definitely it's like 10 miles off the road. It's from Shathold and between Shathold and Rel Devon, and you go
it's in a swamp.
12 miles. Oh yeah, it's a swamp there. So it's like 12 miles off the road or 15 miles off the road. So yeah, he chose that location because it is close to civilization, but still
right,
off, so to speak.
Right, cool.
Yeah, so it was deliberate. He built that castle there because it was both on Rel Devon lands, because it's in the middle of Rel Devon lands, on Crandon lands, but it's still off, so to speak. So
yeah.
So the Crandons were probably not a little bit that they accepted it because he's still guarding it so no one else takes it, and he's still related. He's like an old uncle or something of the current prince Carvin in Rel Devon. So he's like he's like 320 years old or something from the story.
He's a youngster.
Yeah, exactly. He's a youngster as a vampire, but he is allied with the Crandons, but he's still a really tough type, so to speak. So it could be that you can run as you can come up with something cool they need to go and get from him, or deliver something or something like that. And you can make it spooky even for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 level characters. If you add some of the other monsters and stuff that I did, you can have it even for high level party. It can be spooky.
It really does sound like the Greyhawk version of Ravenloft.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think there was definitely inspired by that. So,
and I know I've taken heat for putting Ravenloft in my Greyhawk.
Yeah, and Duke Sephrin. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say Duke Sephrin was trying to intimidate him, and it didn't work.
I can imagine why.
Yeah. So he has many enemies, so to speak. So the Overking tried to get rid of him because he was someone backing up. He's kind of a tough guy on the Crandon. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know. Just back in the day, when it come out, when did Ravenloft come out? 84, 85, and
something like that.
Oh, look, a brand new adventure.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this is cool.
And even the Undying came out like 95, I think it was, or 96, 95 or 94 or something like that. It was mid 1990s.
Really?
When the something like that.
They delayed it.
It was the TSR was downhill and they deleted it, gave it out. It was some mid 90s or late 90s. Yeah, when the TSR went under, they released it as a Word document.
And then that's the thing, Absalom. So back then, there was no Ravenloft realm. It was just the Ravenloft castle, you know.
Oh
And
yeah,
then,
that came later
yeah,
in third edition, I think, or
no,
something. When they
it came out second.
say
Ravenloft is
second,
second
okay,
edition.
yeah,
Yeah,
they added
yeah.
stuff. So yeah,
And then it
yeah,
went crazy, throwing all the other bad guys from all the other.
yeah.
Like when Soth went in there, I was like, oh, this is
Hmm.
ridiculous.
Yeah. One of the stories with Prince Ferdinand is that he was the tutor of Duke Zephyrin. So, he probably abused little Duke Zephyrin when he was young. So they have some sort of relationship there. So
Probably a
that's
bad
something.
relationship.
Yeah. So you can use that to weave interesting stories. So you can use that interaction between uh, Ferdinand and Zephyrin and Crandons, and it's one of these interesting messes that can make everything scary, and they not necessarily, so you can't really be sure who's your friend or who's your enemy, and you have to deal with two bad parties and one not so bad, and you don't know who's going to kill you, or who's on your side or not, which can be really, really cool, even for a high level party. Because Zephyrin, you can treat him as a form of Death Knight Animus kind of type that could be really, really powerful undead. So yeah.
Anyone
So
have an
that was my
orange?
first spooky thing that you can make into something spooky, and you read Even the Undying, flesh out Black Splinter in a cool way, and
That
make it
sounds
into
really
a
good. That's a great
haunted
one.
house for high level characters. I think it will be. It's too overpowering for low, but for high level, 10 levels and up, or 8 10th level and up, with some additional cool stuff. We've Duke Zephyrin into it. You have a haunted house for high level, really high level characters that could spook them too. That is not necessarily hostile, but potentially deadly at every encounter, so to speak.
Yeah, Rob. Ravenloft 2, he's just in the listing of monsters that get transposed in with the townsfolk. So,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, so, you know, it's cool. Only in the free. Yeah. Yeah, there's an orange cover of Palace of the Silver Princesses are worth buku bucks. All right, so here, we'll do a classic. So you guys all know I have multiple groups in Hardby, and they're always pirate hunting or whatever on both shores. And there's an adventure here I never ran until first Hardby group, because I was saving it because I knew exactly where it was. And so they're coming down the coast, and there's a lightning storm, thunderstorm, and the lightning strikes, and they then see this tower appear,
Mm-hmm.
and then the lightning strikes and it's gone. They're like, "What the heck's up with this?" So, and my guys, you know, that's why I have this tuna fish emote. They don't put two and two it all together, right? So,
But that's a great location for Ghost Tower of Inverness
yeah,
for
absolutely. So, with that, they just don't, yeah, Fishtown and all the other great locations up here. Um, and so, it's one of the latest classic adventures. And I've run some since then, but not that many. You know, and this is Alan Hammock's Ghost Tower. Never ran it early on, which is just shocking. I just never got around to running it. So,
and you can even go because if you go to Return to White Plume Mountain, it's tied into the story there, so to speak, because you have damn,
I know our brains are off tonight. It's
oh yeah,
okay.
my brain is off. I just ran into this, and I should have prepped way more. I'm so sorry about that. But NPCs, we have one that I used in. Now I need to go to look at my.
So just to show you, it wasn't that long ago. Number 634 is when I ran that, and for the Hardby
Yeah.
Irregulars. So that's where, you know. And look, too later, my Murloc likes to party all the time. So there you go. So I'm trying to come up with stupid titles like normal, but yeah. So we're at 1076 coming
Yeah.
up, or five.
Keraptis,
Oh,
Keraptis,
Caraptus.
yeah,
Yeah.
Keraptis was there when he was building his empire and stuff. So he was there. He's tied into the story of the Ghost Tower. So that is kind of you can
Yeah,
build.
yeah. And we all know. Well, maybe you don't know this. So if I'm going over I bet you some of the newer people don't. So when Greyhawk was formed, Alan Hammock had his own world. Harold Johnson had his own world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Gary took pieces of their stuff. So Ghost Tower came right from his.
Oh yeah,
So did
and
White Plume
several
Mountain. They weren't originally
exactly. And
Greyhawk.
yeah, well, some of these modules were
That's right.
written, I think, as
Tournament
way
modules.
to get them hired. They wrote these
true.
adventures and used them to get hired by TSR, or they were submitted one way or the other to TSR, and then they were shoehorned into. They were probably most of them were probably run as convention modules at one of the convention, and then they were shoehorned into Greyhawk.
Yep.
And set there, and not so much at first, but the return ones were even more into Greyhawk, so to speak, because they were added more content that put them firmly into. That's why Return to the White Plume Mountain has more about Caraptis and ties into the Tower of Ghost Tower of Inverness.
And it says right here, originally written for Game Tournament WinterCon 8, Detroit, November of '79.
Yeah.
So
these adventures had nothing to do with Greyhawk, but as they developed and were published and changed and iterated upon, they became inserted into the Greyhawk lore. And then these adventures have been referred to by other stuff in Greyhawk. So yeah. So that's one of the things with Greyhawk, when you have like a 40 or over 40 year publication history, that then you get these things happen. So yeah.
My wife just butt dialed me because I knew she's in the house. I'm like, why is she calling me from inside the house?
That's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it's a cool adventure, and there's a good storyline behind it. And this is a one that will kill you permanently at the end with the soul gem in it.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to get hit by that soul gem beam.
Yep.
And it's a really good one that you could still run at a tournament.
Yeah, exactly. You can run this as it is, but you can also say that this module and the soul gem and all the stuff was its ancient history.
Yep.
And then you can run this site and use this as old history and make it into a spooky place where you just have like old curses and remnants. If you have like a low level or mid-level care party going, and this is old ancient history, so they might go and dig out people who disappeared looking for this, and then you can add some twist to it and stuff. So you can make your own version of this using the adventure as the back history of what happened long ago, and then you can build from it, and you can put for like low level or something, because then you can read from this, and you can build from this old story of things that happened hundreds of years ago or even 1,000 years ago. And that could be a lot of fun. And then you should also read Caraptis' story from Return to the White Plume Mountain and add that into this story, and then make a spooky location out of it, so to speak. And then when you have the low level ones, then you can have them return when they're higher level, and then the spookiness becomes horror stuff, because then Caraptis can be there for real, so to speak. So you can tie it in a second time and make it scary, and use the same legends, the same history and stuff. And even you can even first run the module, and then so they get to know the story, and then you say this happened 900 years ago, wherever it's set, and then you run today, and the players know about what happened because that happened to the characters that they played previously, and then you make it into spooky, and then you make the return of Caraptis later on, and you can have the soul gem and a lot of cool stuff you can weave into a later story, so they can become a 3-parter over history, so to speak.
Yeah, I didn't do it that way, Dad. I did it with an adventuring group, which is okay. That had their ship had gone by and had seen it, and they're like, "What is this?" And then they found out the information and then tied in things. And with Adam saying, Corruptus is alive in my game because if you return
exactly, he comes back.
He gets reincarnated as a baby.
Same in my campaign. He comes back when he dies. It takes a certain you roll a die and see how many years, and then he's being reborn, and it's a curse that goes on, so to speak.
Yeah. So
And you
that's
have
a lot of
to.
fun.
I said a bunch, but I'm not going to tell that because my players in my campaign, there's a set circumstances which you can break the
Nice.
curse, so to speak, that he doesn't come back, and there is a cult, a good cult that is trying to stop this from happening, and
Oh
they
wow.
have start to figure out what is needed to be done in order to make Caraptis not come back again. So what they're doing is they kill him every generation, so to speak, and it's there, and then they're trying to work out how to stop him from coming back. And it's the daughters of Egworth. Egworth was the priest that Caraptis killed, or the druid that Caraptis killed. And I had in the story that Egworth had a daughter that survived, and she is hell bent on revenging Caraptis, and she has backing to do it, so to speak. So she's become a part of
Good cult, I guess so.
yeah, a kind of good cult. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always do all sorts of change ups there, dude. It's a good idea.
Yeah, you
So,
can. Yeah.
yeah, you can always change it
Yeah,
up
no,
sometimes.
Poltus doesn't approve in that sense. No, I don't think so. But Poltus is busy with his own cultist in my game, so
Yeah,
he's kind
animals
of
are all evil, dude. You guys gotta
he's
understand
not
that.
all evil, but it's really tough. He said so tempted God that is yeah, the priest tempted him so bad that they went haywire, and now even the God has issues. Yeah.
Yeah. You got lawful goods and lawful neutral ones in my game. So
Mm-hmm.
no, they could be a bit crazy.
Yeah, I don't run alignment straight as it used to be. It's things are evil or good tinted or tainted, so to speak. So yeah.
So what do you got for us, Anna?
Okay, let's see. I have I was more thinking, yeah, locations. We have one. If you want to have a location that is in the most you have the Bronze Blood Haunt.
I was just looking at that.
Yeah, it's one of these locations in Furundi. It's a good line area, and one keep got forgotten, and so now I need to look up where the heck that story is. So I need to.
It's Eyes Evil.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I need to look it up, but it's a good little keep that is, or an evil little keep in a good country, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's. So
now I forget where it is on the map here.
Yeah, it's in the southeast for Yundi. Go from the divers and go northwest.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep. So there we go. And now I'm going to find I use the evil.
Yeah. Or Marklands. Let me check which one it is.
Yeah. It's probably the Marklands.
I thought it was too.
I'm going to.
Yeah, Marklands.
Yep.
Marklands. Sorry about that. Hey, Phoenixy. How are you? John, how you doing? I should have a Marklands right here. I could just look it up because I've got so many copies from Patrick that I actually have. Look at that. Ta-da! Dun, dun, dun. Just look up Furyundi and go to. Here it is. Wow, 34. Page 34.
34. Thank
you.
Page
34. Yep. Furyundi is a civilized and settled land. There's few dark ruins, liches' lairs, secret evil temples, monster-infested dungeons, and the like. Bronze Blood Haunt is the exception to all that. No one lives or even travels within a good 3 miles of the place.
Yeah. Yep.
And it also has Furyundi Watchtower. Look over it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I need to add that. Good. From a safe distance. That's interesting. Okay, good. I'm going to.
Absolutely.
I'm going to.
Marklands, on page 34. Yeah. Yeah, it's always good. It's good to have those. Sometimes cultists. I mean, fanatics, and we all have them. I do have.
Fantasy. It's always good to have it. That spice up games, so to speak. So yeah. Now I need to. That was good that we found.
That's cool, John. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm out on tomorrow night. Son's trick or treating, so it even talks about Thrommel the First in it. So when Thrommel first came to the throne and heard of the noble's doings, he dispatched a powerful force to raise the castle and execute the monster. the castle was demolished, but the depraved noble master fled and was never captured. Well, if it's demolished, why is there? I guess the ruin. It's just ruins there. So the ruins still radiate magic and evil. No one's ever claimed fully explored.
So we have Thrummel and vampires connected to the
Yeah.
Bronze Bloodhound. Minnie, come on, this is a perfect spooky place, don't you think?
Yeah, and everything. Yeah, and everything.
But it's Thrummel the First, and Thrummel the First, he ruled. Hang on a second,
Oh,
I
thanks,
can find
thanks
that
there,
out.
Patrick.
When
Grove
he
of bronzewood
ruled.
trees which grows here were flush red as if with blood. Unnatural mists covered the castle ruins in autumn. Cool.
For Yundi, let's see here.
And the good thing about this one is that's all that there is on it. So you can have at it. But
Yeah.
by the way, so one of the giveaways is not far.
Kings of Furyundi, Thrommel the First, 254 to 286 coming year. That's
Right, so we're
when
looking
the
at
Thrommel the First
300
ruled.
years ago.
Yeah, so 300 years ago, there was a connection between, at least,
It's up here.
yeah, rumored connection between Thrommel the First and vampires.
Right.
So you can make something cool from this.
Absolutely.
You can spin this, and the cool thing is it doesn't need to be true, but you can spin something cool, and the characters need to sort this out. So they might need to go there, and it's scary and spooky, but they need to find things out. They might have to cast a spell to find out what happened there 3x amount of years ago, 300 something years ago, and they have to find something, and they have to figure out what happened or what being said or something like that. So they might have to use divinations or something, and it might be scary.
It's a good
And
idea.
then you could tie vampirism, Thrummel the First, and maybe something named Thrummel is cursed, and you can build something like that. It's not true. That might be, or it might be true, and the players have to figure out if it is true or not. What is true in these rumors or whatever? It might be that Belvoir wants to clear up his son's name, his heir's name, and deceased heir, and also his predecessor's name and stuff like that. So he might want to go to the bottom. So you can't tell anyone about the results. You have to find out, and someone else might want to stop you, and you might have a cool adventure going, a campaign going there.
Yes, Belvoir is his last act before he abdicates to Thrommel the Fourth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Perfect.
but you can spin cool things here. It might just be a rumor, but Belvoir wants to know, so to speak, and he needs to clear his whatever family name from this or whatever, so to speak. It might be, yeah. So it's an interesting. You can make a spooky history out of this, and you can do fun stuff with it. Yep.
Yeah, so I collected the early DLs early on, and then just was like, this is so linear and so. I mean,
Yep.
you really need the piece. You really need to play the characters that it's meant for in the book. It's hard to have deviated characters.
Yeah, but it's fun when you read little snippets like this. You can put together cool stuff and weave little things and find details. Now I have another keep I need to add a name and put on the map. So this is awesome. See, we can always find cool things in the most unwanted places. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and it goes back into old history, and it's one of those things that Sargent added that really adds flavor.
He was very good at just coming up with stuff, so to speak, and that was
out
fun.
of blue, with no back history tying into anything, and that's what's really cool about it.
Yep. And as a DM, it doesn't have to be true. It can be all false, it can be partially, or it can be some even worse truth behind it, or it might all be true. It's up to you as a DM. You can spin this web of confusion and rumors and whatever, and someone needs to clear their names, and someone else is tainted, drawn into it, and whatever. So there's something you can build on. And we all know times like this how bad rumors can fly, so to speak. And in a fantasy world, there's magic and there's all sorts of weird things that can give you a bad rep, so to speak. And notoriety is a thing. So yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go to one.
Yeah.
That we had the author of this book on not that long ago. He was a good dude. Yeah, what's it? Destiny of Kings? No, against Call the Reptile God. Yeah, that's that is. I always said that's not a first level adventure. So, yep, we did. Doc, a lot of commentary on it coming up. Absolutely. So, definitely. We're going out here. So let me show you where. We're going out to the bright desert. We're coming here. Is that Unag? I don't even know how to pronounce that. The necropolis of Unag, and that is
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so. Yeah.
yeah. And if we come here, the Syrian location set in the bright desert is from Rary the Trader. It's the ancient burial ground of the evil realm of Sulm, a place where virtually any undead can be found, and lording is all over is the lich Drakas, who has aspirations to restore Sulm as an empire of death. And that all comes from Anthony Pryor, who we had on, right? We had on a few months ago, Rary the Trader. A very underrated source book for that area. And is the storyline good? Well, you can decide that for yourself when destroying, Luke and Tensor, who are kind of back, I guess, if you read the Dungeon Master's Guide new book, right? Yeah, Anthony is a great guy. Oh, that's right. He does. Oh, I gave away yesterday's giveaway was Anthony Pryor, wasn't it, Michael? Yeah. He looks like that's Rary. Rary looks like Ed Greenwood. A little bit.
No, definitely.
He's the poor man's Elminster.
Mhm.
But he's pretty proud. Yeah, so that's right. The giveaway from the Yule Cat, that was Anthony Pryor. We gave away last night. Yeah, I knew that came. So, yep. So if you just want to do adventuring, and I know Stuart and Paul did a lot of Bright Desert updates in Living Greyhawk Journal Gazette. Am I correct on that, Sam? In one of the Living Greyhawk Journal Gazettes, they really did a lot of upgrading on this one. So you have a lich running around out there, who could be as powerful as Rary himself. So here's the thing: it wasn't done in this source book. It was done in From the Ashes, and then, and Anthony tells us a story. He's like, This is what I was given, and I had to write it up. Let me tell you something there, Brevin. Kuntz hates it. Rob Kuntz like, he'd never do that, right? Roblar. So, yeah.
It seems like almost anything done after he left TSR, Rary seems to be going against what he wanted to be done with the character.
You gotta go. So I think I've done 4 with Rob Kuntz on it. I think it's the 3rd one. It's either the 2nd or 3rd discussion I have. He talks about the weekend of debauchery he had with Zugdemoy, Roblar did, which is one of the funniest stories and the most, like, none of us have ever heard it before.
No, and what I think is the coolest is that might have given Rary so much bad experience that he might have done all of this after that, so to speak. So yeah. It kind of, to me, it almost sounded like he set Rary up for all this stuff. So someone at TSR might have known about that story and thought that, okay, now we can do whatever we want with Rary, literally. So yeah.
It wasn't Sean Reynolds, Brevin. It was Eric Mona and James Jacobs and Bolin who did that. Yeah. They wanted to with the reverse one. It was always the mirror Roblar all along.
Yeah.
Bellaro. Yeah, I mean. So take with it as you want from Expeditions. I love Expeditions. I have Ashta in my game, which is the good Tasha, because she was the only good character opposite. So this is not all right. So that's a great point. We can go off on a tangent here. No, it wasn't Sean. It wasn't Sean. Trust me. It was. They tell the whole story. I've had Eric on multiple times. He says this was our last publication until now, really. Until the Dungeon Master's Guide. This is 2008, the last publication officially for Greyhawk. So they wanted to make it, they wanted to tie off a lot of loose ends. They wanted to get as much as they could into it. So this is like Valley of the Mage. It's a setting book more than an adventure, right? Right,
yeah, exactly. The Valley of the Mage is the same thing. It's way more. It's what was it? The Slavers. Which one? That was also more setting book than.
It is, but at least there's a story you can follow in it.
That's true. Yeah.
But that one has the level, and it goes from lower levels to higher levels with the tower outside.
But they still had a lot of setting descriptions and stuff in them as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So. No, Mona wrote it, man. So I got it right here. In this pile. Oh gosh, I'm gonna knock it. Not Stephen White Pitts. I know I have it right here.
Yeah, so Robilar and Love Child with Suktmoy. That's an
Yeah,
interesting
you got
Cambrian too.
yeah, and you gotta. I don't even think he has that in his. He may have it in his writings, and I just missed it. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Yep.
and it works of Rob Lard. Yeah. So here's expeditions. Say Jason Bowman, James Jacobs, Eric Martin. There's no Sean Reynolds. No, I don't think Sean had anything to do with this one. I don't know. No Sean. Sean did a lot of great stuff, and I've had Sean on most. Sean did Slavers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. Bolin. Yep. All Paizo people now. So
Yep.
it's okay. No biggie. Probably around the same time Rob Lard was having a love child. It was such a great story. That's the good Rob. The bad Rob was the last time I had him on, and he was going nuts. I don't know if I should bring him on now with the new DMs guide out and about the new publication.
No, we probably have to
you
have
and I
a
are working on.
pre-recorded
Yeah.
one, and then we can edit it afterwards.
Yeah,
So when
absolutely.
it goes off the rails, we can yeah.
Yeah. So the
Oh, that's
answer
a good illustration, though.
Yeah.
Oh, go back to that page. That's a good illustration. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what I would say to you, Greg, is I get this, and I've given it away. I may have copies of it here. I may have a copy or two in this huge pile that's so big. I see an N1 sticking out. All sorts of stuff, man. But it's worth getting it down. Getting off DM's Guild. Yeah, absolutely. Because of all the data in here, and especially if you're adventuring in and around, Ernst, Celadon, Hardby, right? Because you got the Aberals here, and you got all the Dwarven realms here, right? You got Ogre Meat, you got all sorts of cool things. This Gazal, that's a Dungeon magazine adventure, which is really good. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff all over here, and the legendary star cans are here. So you got a ton of stuff. Karstein is here, Karstein's Castle. So if you want, it's good. It's good as far as detailing the whole Bright Desert. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, Anna, you are up.
Okay, I want to go with a high level one.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's themed it's in the same vein of oh, hang on a second. The one they close Black Splinter, Rel Devon. But this is Castle Dalvier in the Horn Society.
Oh my gosh!
Eastern. Yeah, that I think is a really cool one. It's Count Dalvier, and he's not.
Wow.
There's not much history to him. He's like one paragraph in Eve the Undying, or one short little paragraph.
Castle Dalvier and where?
It's an Eastern Horn Society.
Yeah, so it's in Izeville, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah. Now,
there's
the one. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Out here in the Fellreeve edge.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So he has his own little realm, and nowadays he's rumored that he's a lich, and yeah. So Count Dalvier, I have him as. The backstory I put together for my Shieldlands campaign, because he's one of the villains, or maybe not a villain. We'll see. Because he's not on IU's side. So and originally he was one of the ones back when the Origians, because he's old. He's like 400 or 500 years old. He's been around for a while, and he was one that fought against the Origians originally, so to speak. So he was then. So he was one of the good guys seen from his point of view back then. But he was willing to use whatever methods when the going got tough, so to speak. He started using all sorts of horrible methods in order to use when he turned into an insurrection, so to speak. And eventually he fled. He was further south before, closer to the Shieldlands and stuff. And then he built this castle as his kind of hideaway and so on. And then he decided to continue his fight after death. And then eventually it turned into his fight was on the side of the Horn Society, so he was on that side, so to speak. But then Ayus came and changed things nearly a century ago, and he was not on Ayus' side. So he quickly figured out that Ayus was not my friend, so to speak. So he's kind of weird up there who has been both a freedom fighter and one of the worst menaces ever, and he's also an enemy of another even worse menace. So he's a very interesting figure. So just like Black Splinter, he could be a villain with a twist.
That's a good
and
one.
he's spooky as heck, so to speak. He's a lich, and he's probably been. I have him as originally a warrior, then learned necromancy and got deep tangled into all of that, so to speak, because he basically got
Take
more
the
screwed
period
up in his
go.
methods, and because he was desperate, so to speak, and then he continued his fight after death. And now he's so bad in his methods, not in his goals necessarily, but
Right.
in his methods, that he's shunned by almost everybody because people are terrified because they don't want to end up on his close enemies list. And I also made a shield for him that has a symbol that looks like something old carvings that will be from the Bronze Age or something you find on rune stones. But it's very ambiguous. It can be either a weird creature that looks like a demon or something, or it can be something even more sinister that we should not discuss on Twitch in front of a live Twitch audience, so to speak, even an adult one. So you can make it really, really spooky. And I'm going to say, if you should watch, there's some Viking stories on History Channel that shows these kind of methods and stuff. The Vikings that took the inspiration from that for my
wow.
my Count Delvier. So you can make it very spooky for a high level party. So you can take
Not the
almost
one where they
any.
pull the rib
Oh
cage
yes,
out.
exactly. That's the
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, because it's yeah, yeah. Yeah. We
Oh.
should not talk about that. So they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
talk about
because
it.
I
Don't
knew
talk about it.
exactly where you were going.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they
exactly.
did that
Yeah.
to
So
the other.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh! And
yeah. So it's
nice.
necromancy. It's very suitable, so to speak. So the heraldry that I came up with ties into that, but it's not gruesome in that sense. It's only if you have a vivid imagination. So yeah. So it's Castle Delvier. If you want to have the haunted house for 18 levels, this is the guy you want to set them up against. You can have him even worse than Prince Ferdinand in Black Splinter. Delvier he's been around longer. He is even
Yeah, but he
worse in
may
that sense.
use you to like get his
Exactly.
values, which is
Exactly. He
kind of
might
cool.
exactly because you have
Yeah,
the same enemies. So
right.
that means that you can collaborate or corroborate or at least
Until he's done with
exchange
you, and then throw
information.
shit.
Exactly, until he's done with you. So you can make it into a very, very spooky because this guy, he's like 18th level. I have him as 18th level. So he's a tough one. He's been around for hundreds of years and he's been he's yeah. So, and I have it that this castle here was originally built by elves 900 years ago as a little outpost.
Oh, good story.
The first,
Felreeve?
yeah, exactly. The first little they were trying to look into making settlements after the last ice age came, so to speak, or receded. So they actually built a little outpost here just to see, but they never settled really. So he took it over. And they were also interested in the same. They were on the same side as Count Delvier back then, and no one knows if he actually were a real count ever, but he's just called that. So, yeah, or call himself that. No one knows for sure. So that's something you can really tie in a lot of spookiness here, and all the cool undead spooky monsters you can bring in and flavor it. So
And there's nothing written up beyond the one paragraph.
exactly.
So you can have at it.
Exactly. I just added to the
Yeah.
3 or 4 paragraphs that are there. It's one of these. Carl Sargent just made up a cool little story, put a keep there, and that's it. So, and I added to that story and built more into it.
I have done so much of that, and that's why I'm thankful for Carl Sargent, because there's so many of the things that
Yeah.
are especially in the Wild Coast area. Like
Yeah.
we talked about it before, Varnafane. I mean, it's only like
Mm-hmm.
a paragraph and a half. And
Yeah.
I've been talking about it since it came out in my campaign for 15, 20
Yeah.
years, 30
And
years.
yeah, and I think
So
that ties into a good Greyhawk tradition
yeah.
to mention things
Hey
and
Shane,
put like a seed there, but don't build it completely. That because that's up to you as a DM. You
good
should
to see you all.
play, but yeah.
Hope you had a good adventure there, Shane and company. It's good to see you all playing. We're talking spooky Greyhawk adventures,
Yeah.
and we got a nice giveaway. I'm giving away tonight both Border Watch and for one winner, and Greyhawk the Adventure Begins by Roger Moore. All right, so stick around. Exclamation point drawing, and it's good to see you all. Hope you had a nice. I was lurking for the time. Tanith, my gosh, man, it's been a while. See you. Good to see you. You know, and people, it's amazing how many people are starting to come back or are coming and finding the talk shows and stuff. We really appreciate it. As you know, Greyhawk's getting a revitalization. We're right there. So yeah, good to see. I don't think I saw you. Last time we saw, I don't know. Last time we saw Tanith in person was that Gen Con we went to. He was
Yeah.
at the
Mm-hmm.
house,
Okay.
right? From the UK. He
No,
came from
I
the
wasn't
UK.
that. I never went to the
Oh, you
house.
never went over to the
Nope.
house. Oh, I
No,
thought
I
you did
never
the one
went to the
time. I
house.
actually streamed there. Remember, I
Okay.
did a
Yeah.
stream for Shane and
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Stella and her dad, and yeah. So I actually did a stream there. I did a part one of the Horror in the Holes because I just had done it. You know, Carlos and I had done the first parts, and then that led to the publication. That's where we did it. That's where we started it. So yeah, man, it's good to see you. So all right. I'm gonna go. No, I can't do that one. I don't want to do ones that. Let's do this one. Uh, a classic, which got rewritten as in Dungeon,
Hmm?
which is one of the greatest of all time. It's Rob Kuntz's, so maybe you know what I'm talking about already. But I'm gonna come here and put it on the map, and I'm gonna put it up here. So there it is. Okay, and then we'll bring it up. So, and that is the legendary Mar Castle.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. Mar Castle. Now you got Morgan King's Fantastic Adventure there, but you also have the dragon up, the dungeon up there. Yep. This great writing that was, really, really well done. Look at it. This entire and Mike, remember when we did a show on this Mar Castle in its entirety, and Greyhawk Mike sent me even a couple that were signed. And I gave away a multitude of these, and this was such a great one. And then the next two dungeons actually have supplemental levels to this. So Pess up, how much did you pay Watsy to get Greyhawk featured? Phoenixy, 0. But guess what? I announced it last week. It opened up doors. So I have Anna and I are part of a team with Luke Gygax and a whole bunch, and we have a publication. Hopefully, we'll be out by GaryCon. So, Mel's Guide to Mel's Guide to Greyhawk, the Borderlands of Ayus. So we'll keep you posted. But yeah, how much I didn't pay him a penny actually. No, we're going to talk about that now in about a half hour. We'll talk about it. A little bit about all of our thoughts on it. Yeah, great news. So, and this dude, badass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Badass. And it's got a lot of spook to it and a lot of craziness. It's from the deranged mind of Rob Kuntz, which is extremely damaged. Yeah, it is, Phoenix. It is. May you live in interesting times, as the Chinese have said, right? So, or is it, yeah, I think it was Chinese, not Japanese. There's the original cover. That's when Mordenkainen had hair. That's the original cover of Mordenkaine's Fantastic Adventure.
But that's modern fashion. Mordenkainen is just modern, meaning when he starts going bald, he shaves it. So yeah.
So we're looking at March 2025, and there will be once it reaches gold, which it will on. So I'm not sure how much a PDF is going to cost, but it won't be anywhere near as much as the hardback book. But it's going to be a hardback, not a softback. Luke wants it to be a hardback book, so that's where we're going to get right now. Yep, Will stuff's on there too. There's a lot of good stuff. So
Yes, dress or shaven. Yeah.
yeah, this is a wonderful. Wayne Reynolds did great artwork, and all I can say about this is watch, go back, um, and take a look at all the different variations of Castle Greyhawk that are around, because Alan Growe's an expert here too, right? He's an
Yep.
expert here, and he's an expert also at uh, oh my God, Greyhawk Ruins, both. So these are great places. Yeah, yeah, it's going on DM's Guild because it has to. It's going on DM's Guild. So all I can say is each level is unique on its own. There was hidden levels. At lower levels had a lot of empty rooms, needs a bit of filling out. Finite. Have you looked at this? Not Morning Kings. Have you looked at this one? This one is filled, chock full. And if you have, okay, but this is chock full of content in Dungeon 112. And if you look around, you can find this really easily. Now, if you're talking about Greyhawk Ruins, that gets filled out and into a storyline in this, right? I love this. Fit right into my campaign. I finished that up literally a month before I started streaming in 2018. So, yeah, and this is Dungeon 112. Yep. So it's around there and you can find it. And there's also, like I said, I think in 113 and 114, there's a whole added level each. And I'm telling you, this, as far as spooky goes, God, the original was, the original, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Morning King's Fantastic Adventure was an old dungeon crawl where there's a lot of empty rooms. There's a lot of adventures like that in a lot of empty rooms. Yeah. Eli Tomarust. Yep. So there you go. Spooky. Maybe a little horror to it as well. Good mix. But yeah, definitely a neat one there, and right on the map, not really at all far from Greyhawk City. Or as and I'm gonna make. Hopefully I don't have Curtis crash when he's driving and listening. But Morg Castle is not far from number 1, the Doom Grinder, right? Which I'm rewriting because I hate it. And number 2, oh there you are. Number 2 from Curtis's favorite place, Sour Load, which I doubt's on the map, on the Greyhawk map, and I doubt that if it was, they would have changed the name.
Hang on a second. It might be on the new one. I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah, it might be.
See, I knew it.
Yeah, it might be. I can't see that.
I
right
doubt
now,
it.
So, yeah.
It's too small, probably. On that brand new Greyhawk map, and I have it from Schley. So, all right, Anna, you are up next.
Okay, I'm thinking something that might be. I've done a couple of really high level. This one I think could be for a mid-level party that could be spooky, and that's the ruins of Veralos on the Rift Canyon.
Yep. In fact, someone mentioned that.
Yep. I think that could be spooky because
There's
it's
a couple places here.
Exactly, they're all curses connected, and there's a lot of cool old stories and stuff, but no obvious, meaning there's no lich or vampire known and stuff living there. So it's a place where you can have haunts that can be forgotten stuff and some wild animals moved in or stuff like that. So you can tie this. I think this could be a cool mid-level. It's too much because it's way up in the boondocks at the Rift Canyon, so to speak. So for mid-level, from up to maybe 10 or 5 to 10 level players or something like that, you can make something cool like this. They could be a wilderness adventure that they need to go there. They waste some resources, some stuff on the way, and then you can have spooky, weird stuff in the building, and there could be weird, spooky things coming out of the Rift Canyon too, especially if they stay overnight or something like that. That could be, you can add cool stuff like that, and that things that could be, and meaning things can come fly by or whatever, so they need to stay in there, otherwise it might get even spookier. So you can build cool stuff with Veralos, and there are a lot of old rumors and stories. This used to be an old Flan stronghold from the olden days that was kind of left forgotten, and that old Flan were hiding out. So maybe there's some dark Ur-Flan things and Flan necromancy or whatever. There could be some cool stuff and foul magic, Flan magic or something like that. tied into it. And
Good
so
one.
on. So and there are a bunch of cool stuff. There is you can go to the wiki page there's on the one of the Greyhawk wikis. There you can get a good overview of the stuff with sources and stuff for this, because it's described here and there, and there are a bunch of backstories for it, which means that it can make you, there's a lot of cool stuff in story wise that you can build about it, but it hasn't been detailed in a module, so you have to come up. There's a cool sketch of it sitting on the edge of the Rift Canyon, so you can make it into a really cool location where if you jump out the window you can fall thousands of feet, so you can have cool stuff with whatever lives in the Rift Canyon can come and sniff out on the outside of the windows and stuff like that. So you can add cool stuff to it. So it's definitely something you can make very spooky. Yeah.
Good one. So let me flip back here. I think I'm gonna go another classic here for a second.
Yep.
So and someone already mentioned this too, and that's at nighttime, one of the original adventures. And I say you can run it for first level, even though it says it's for, yeah, even though it says that it's for levels 2 to 4, which I think, Len hated entry level adventures, right? So, hey, Curtis, do what you got to do, man. And that's Len's secret of Bone Hill. And as Mike says, not convinced this place is eerie enough. The blurb says danger lurks in the Lendor Isles. Bands of evil creatures prowl the hills overlooking the town, seeking unwary victims. Now you've come to Sleepy Village looking for adventure and excitement. You seek to fathom the unexplored reaches of Bone Hill and unlock the mysteries of Restenford. And I remember just with this, it is a true. It's a sandbox adventure. Let me bring this up. I got all these new backgrounds. So much stuff open. And the original Skeltar's in there, and I love you. Low level, I always use the Skeltar and Zombire. Wasn't there something in the rift that creates undead? There's all sorts of stories down in the base of the rift, right, Lord Forth? Some of them are Bandit Kingdom's LG adventures. So there's all sorts of different things, but it was always this had a mix of all sorts of neat typical monsters that you would find, and then and it had daytime and nighttime was different. You went out at night. Here you really had to be on your game. Like I said, there's enough here that you can start off at first level. You just got to keep them on the outskirts and do a lot of the wilderness encounters and things. But this is Len at his finest. I know that everyone loves Assassin's Knot because it was the first storylined adventure. Right, it had a real plot. It had almost like a novel written. But I really love Bone Hill. Just stuff was well before its time. So yeah, it was a really cool, spooky adventure filled with undead, filled with crazy monsters, stuff that he first made that people don't even realize it's his. Like the Spectator and the Stone Guardian, they're all Len monsters that made it into regular D&D. All sort, and there's even stuff where there's potions that are already pre-mixed that cause awful effects because Len loved rolling on the potion miscibility table. That was one of his favorite things. Ghoul Sturges, yep, it's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super. Yeah. It is crazy for intro. That's why you want to keep it on the outskirts. Maybe create a little spot off of the map because this was a sandbox adventure. There's so much to do in it. So many different things. Even the Church of the Big Game was there. Len Monsters. Yeah. Dale, I mean, we miss Len. Concerning he was on it so much. He was just so cool. It was curmudgeon-y, but that was part of the charm. So. Yeah, that's cool, Rob. And Assassin's Knot is it's in the top 30 of all time, and it deserves to be there. But on my wall of fame, I have Bone Hill. I don't have Assassin's Knot. So, yeah. Yep. All right, Anna.
And now I want to take one, build it yourself or build it like Veralos, something you can turn into a spooky place. And I like the location, and I'm talking about Doroth, and I like the name, Doroth Kilth Doom is really cool. It's a place, I think originally it's from OJ9, in an article by, let's see here, by Phil Rhodes, the
Which one? I'm
Viscounty of
sorry.
Fairbobok, OJ9.
Oh,
I think that's the original source
okay.
of Kilth Dune. And it was originally a dwarven stronghold that was later taken over during the Hateful Wars, taken over by orcs. And they used it. And then at least I have it as a then it was the orcs was rooted out by elves and people afterwards, so to speak. So now it's cleared out. But it's kind of cool. You have an old dwarven stronghold. It's north of Insta.
No, I don't see it in RJ9.
Oh, it's on page page 6.
Is it under Verbivonk?
Yep.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that.
So, and it's located north of Instad, between Instad and Förbobonk, in the hills north of Instad. And yeah.
No, that's Osnabrück. Kolob Dorob, is that it? That's it.
Dorob Kilth Doom.
Found it.
Yeah.
I've never read on this. Cool.
Doom. Yep. It's a cool. Yeah, it was originally, and we have way more on this because one of our awesome community members wrote a bunch of stories, meaning Thomas Kelly.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wrote the wedding of Kistrud Ulinsdatter is it's the Hateful Wars chapter 2, and it's several of the chapters. It's taken part, and the daughter of Kilth Doom is part of the story. Yes. So there you have more kind of ammo that you can put in, and this is kind of cool because for me it's an old ruin. It was originally dwarven, then turned in for a couple of like 100 years or so into an orc place that was then rooted out, and that is something cool you can go back to. That could be a low to mid level to go out and just make sure that there's no one else living there at the moment. So
I'm trying to find it on the map. Is it smack dab in the middle of Lort Mills?
Oh yeah, no. Go to Instad and then go north of
it. Oh, okay. So it's
yeah.
There it is. Oh, there it is.
Yes, in the Cron Hills. Yep.
I did not know it was there.
Yep. So that's so that is something you can definitely turn into a cool haunted place or semi-haunted, spooky place, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's I did not know it was written up there in that article.
That's where it comes from. Cool. Yeah, that's where I found the original one. It's been mentioned in Mary. I have lots of hits from it, so there's 21 good. Hits. So it's been referred to in many different ways. So there's a lot of skeleton you can build on, so to speak, when you do this. So, and it has a cool story. Dwarven meaning cool underworld architecture and stuff like that, and then taken over by orcs, run for a long time, and then raised literally to the ground, so to speak. It's that could be cool. And then there's other cool stuff tied into it as well.
Is there a river there?
Not really. I just took a place up that looked cool in the hills.
All right. So I was wondering where, because I'm not nitpicking, but it says here at the headwaters of the Clearwater River.
Yeah, but headwaters, then it's too small to be on my big map. So
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so definitely could be. I'm sure there's some sort of little stream there because it's up in the hills.
Okay,
so
it wasn't a noted river, is what you're saying. It's just,
but the rivers that are on this map are 100 feet or so.
Got it. Okay.
So these are big rivers that are on this. If it's on this map, it's a big one. So that's big enough that you have to swim or you have to take a canoe or something across. Yeah.
Let's see what time we got. Okay. Going to save some time for the DM's guide discussion here, because why not? All right. So here's one, and this is from the Ashes, R581, and that is it's in the Yattles. Okay, and I let's see if we can. Anna, the Caves of Deadly Shadows. Do you have that on your map?
Where did you say?
It's in the Yattles.
The Yattles.
Caves of Deadly Shadows.
No, I don't think so.
All right. So so that is
Caves
why.
of Deadly Where in the Yattles is supposed to be?
If we go here, found in Tui from the ashes, this Yattle Mountain location hex R581 just sounds like a terrifying place to lure characters into. Besides the normal hazards of spelunking, there's your normal variety of undead shadows here as you expect, but that's not all. The caves also have many kinds of shadowy creatures, shadow dragon, skulks, Nabasu, and even the character's own shadows. Yikes. That sounds pretty spooky. But that is not
Caves of
Deadly Shadows.
Deadly.
Yeah, and Mike says it's in the Yattles.
Okay.
Which I'm right here.
Yeah. So you said, do we have a source for this? Where it comes from?
Yeah, it's from it's from the ashes.
Okay.
So it could be, but the Yattles are huge, right?
Well, yeah,
so
but you said a Darlene location with hexes.
Yeah, R5, yeah, So let's take a look. So this is why I like doing this. R582. Let me just double check that. Let me just check. R5, R581. R581.
81. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I need to go and check my Darlene
Look at this.
map.
We found a new location needs to go on the map.
Oh yeah.
Or an old location needs to go on the map.
Two locations today, so this is the second. We already
the tower overlooking the other tower?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's see here.
See, there's always stuff to add.
Yeah.
See, I can't even tell on your map where R5 is, so it could be.
Oh, this one doesn't have the hex references.
Let me. This is what we're gonna do. This is why we do an online research. Has anyone used this? So I'm gonna go and bring up from the ashes and see if I can find it.
R5.
R582.
R4.
81. R581.
5.
Fun times.
R5.
So I was like, oh, this sounds cool.
82. You said.
81.
81. Okay.
Yep.
81. That's north. No, it's not. Hang on a second. 81 and R5. Okay.
Is Mike smoking something and there's nothing there?
No, now I know where to look in the Yattles.
All right, so it's not in the book at all, right?
Hang on a second.
Here, I'm gonna do a search here. I'm gonna go Deadly.
I know where to place it now. And
west of Lake Quag, Rick Svelg says.
Yeah.
Is it on the map?
No, it's not on the map. So I need to. Yeah. That is cool. It's near Mount Vroom. One of the terrible names of mountains have terrible names sometimes. So yeah, it's north of Mounts of Dawn. It's northwest of it.
Okay.
Yep.
So there we go. We found something.
That is cool.
That awesome. We do not have. Yeah, there you go. All righty. Beautiful.
Yeah. Now I need to make a special note in my map notes here. Yep.
It happens less and less, which is great, but yeah.
Oh yeah, but it's we just need to second one today, which is awesome.
Excellent. Very cool. Yep, so it's up here. Somewhere up here.
Great. Yep, exactly. It's up there. Yeah, that northern that region up there somewhere up there. Yep. So now I need to read about it and
their own shadows can go after you, which is a cool concept. I always like that. Yeah. So, all right, Anna, one more for each of us.
One more. Now I almost forgot. Yeah. Yes. One more. That another one in the same area as Dorob Kills Doom. There's another one with an equally spooky name that is not too far from it. The Wailing Halls.
Yeah, it's up here. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think is cool. It's a ruin from past. It doesn't have hardly any story. It's just the Wailing Halls. There's supposed to be some ghastly sounds coming out of it,
didn't Carlos write a whole adventure about it?
That might be. I'm not sure about that, but I used it for one of my things.
Isn't it an I use location now?
No, I don't think it's an IU's location. It's the city of Greyhawk took over, made Camp Erdalorn next to it, so to speak. So they took over the Wild Coast.
What am I thinking about up there where they put the insane asylum?
Oh, a flesh shriver or the
in the IUs.
you think, oh, now, oh, come on, now you're thinking about my special,
Gibbering Gate.
exactly,
That's what I'm
Gibbering
thinking
Gate.
about.
That's my favorite
Yeah, the
location. But
Wailing Halls is in the gnarly.
yeah, but Gibbering Gate, I don't take as spooky. That's outright
Right,
horror.
right.
Yeah,
That's outright
for
horror. Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Wailing Halls. That's
If
so.
you want
Wailing
to go
Halls is where
horror,
you have
then yeah,
the wizard, the crazy wizard, and her spirit still there. She
exactly.
just
Yeah.
you hear her
Hmm.
screaming and crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
so so I
yeah.
used that and tied it in, and Lord Mistrine uses it as a dump for some of his secret stash.
Patrick, always nice, man. Always good.
Yep.
Always good. So yeah, use it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
I use
Gibbering Gate
memories.
is
That's
one of
cool.
my favorite
Yeah, and
locations of
I
all
know
time.
Carlos did an adventure on that one too.
Oh, cool. Then
Yeah,
I need to look at
yeah,
that too. Yep.
yeah. So the Wailing Halls. There's a lot of great stuff in this
Yeah.
whole area, and I have the
Hmm.
headhunters, and I use Mistrine a lot. Here's
Yep.
Varnafane.
There's Bad
I
Deep
bite.
just next to
Yeah,
Wailing Halls there, so as well.
yeah, yeah. Bad Deep is here, right?
Yep. Hmm.
There's all
Yep.
sorts of stuff.
Yep.
Oh, and you got Blackthorn here. You got all.
Yep.
It's just well developed area.
Hmm. Well,
Very
it's
well
one of
developed
the
area.
oldest Greyhawk areas that has history
Yep.
time back to the earliest days of Greyhawk. So
Yeah.
that's why it is a target-rich environment. It's the core of the setting that has been detailed for almost half a century. So yeah.
Yeah. Gibbering Gate is the Greyhawk Hotel, California.
Yes. Yep.
Uh,
You check in, can never check out
yeah,
again.
that's
Yep.
exactly right.
Yep.
So, all right. Let me see what we got here from me here. Go to the other one. All right. So, yeah, flesh.
I have a version of that in my Gibbering Gate. Your body leaves, but your soul stays. Because the body, I use the bodies of the prisoners for the moat. He turns them into undead, and they guard the outside in the moat. The moat is full of undead, but he then he
Gotcha.
imprisons the
Okay.
soul and
Is it laid
torments
to the
it.
Remains of Dread as much as other settings? There are some. You mean to Ravenloft? Yeah, here and there.
Yeah, I don't think there's any official, but there's like you can go through that horrible, painful rain or mist or whatever it is, and then go back. So yeah.
I
But
have done a couple. Like, there's an adventure in Dungeon that's not specifically Greyhawk. It's called Bane of the Shadowborn, and I
Mhm.
connected that into. It's a Ravenloft adventure that's in and out of Raven. That's
Yeah,
how I liked it. You started in your own lands and you went in for, then you came
yeah,
out. That's what I
yeah.
liked. I didn't want a
And
whole setting.
you
Yeah,
can easily set the demi
yeah.
plane of dread into locations like Black Splinter. You can use Castle Dalvier. You can use a lot of places in Greyhawk can be the entry into stuff like that, because you have these kind of weird, horrible rulers that use demiplanes like liches and all sorts of
Yep.
stuff, vampires and stuff. So you can definitely build on that and use the demiplane of dread and all the Strahd books and stuff. So you can definitely tie it into Greyhawk. Yeah.
Now there's a couple of locations in Greyhawk City. Mike lists one. Now he has the plague fields too. I don't know if that's spooky or that's horror or whatever in the Shieldlands. But so he
Oh,
has.
yeah.
There's two that I can think of. One, make it destroyed if it depends on your campaign, and that is you know our good old vampire establishment. Oh my god, my brain just shut off. I got and then there's the
Oh,
dead
you mean
house.
you have Alhaster with Siege?
No, no, I'm
Oh,
talking
no,
in
no, okay.
Greyhawk, in Greyhawk
Oh,
City.
City of Greyhawk. Okay,
Oh
gotcha.
my
Yeah.
God, I'm getting old. Was it just Ravenloft?
We're getting old, both of us today. We kind of, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I cannot believe. I'll look it up. Jeez, the Dead House labeled T5, and this is in the City Greyhawk box set. And the 591 supplement, Greyhawk: The Adventure Begins. It was formerly Madame Serena's fortune telling, but rumors of the city, mainly beggars who tried to sleep here, say that Madame Serena's ghost haunts this house. Um, They hear stuff moving and voices talking. Priests have even investigated but have found nothing to exercise. This is a good location for DMs to pit their players on iconic movie tropes of staying the night in a haunted house. Is Serena's ghost harmful or helpful? Is it a poltergeist or something worse? Oh, and what hidden treasures did Fortune Teller leave behind? So there you go. That was one.
Yeah. And
Oh my God.
Phoenixy, Wacky, I think you're right that the originally it was just the Ravenloft, and then the other parts of Barovia were added into, and Barovia became its own setting.
So what happened
afterwards.
was the following in this order. Ravenloft 1 and 2 came, the first two Ravenlofts came out.
Yeah.
People started writing adventures that were placed in dungeon where they would slip into Ravenloft, which was like a realm of horror, or a realm of, it was like where undead are, or there's some kind of, it was a way to slip you into an alternate world.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of early dungeon magazine adventures that have those. Then it became a setting.
Mm-hmm.
Then it became a whole box set setting where they put all the tropes of all the, Frankenstein's monster in there, Soth goes in there, and all that. So yeah, that's how it went here. So this is going to drive me insane. I should not forget this, but the Free City Greyhawk, and the Thieves Quarter, the one that is a vampire. Oh my God. Going to drive me insane here. And I've used it 100 times, and I cannot remember the name of this. And in fact, I used it in the Great Crown one. So let me go to, and it's listed by itself. Anyone help me out here? Oh my God.
Hang on a second. A vampire in City of Greyhawk.
Yeah, she's a vampire, and she has a whole bunch of vampire minions. Gosh.
Somewhere it rings a bell, but I'm not really sure where.
There's all sorts of domains that are in there. I think it's just I don't like. I don't like the way they domained everything up. It just is like, do I really Old Mother Grubs. Oh my God, how can I forget that? Now I remembered. Old Mother Grubs. Old Mother Grubs it was. Yeah, and she's a vampire in the city. It's another place. And she has it's in the Greyhawk City box set. Oh my God. And she has just a ton of. If you want to go and see where a place of ill repute where there's half vampires running around, Old Mother Grubs is the place. Yep, that's it. Phew, man, I can't believe I am getting something's off with my head. So yeah, there's domains, Phoenix. There's domains like crazy in Ravenloft, and it's just like the box set's cool. But I liked it more as this is you can slip into another realm, and you got to figure your way out. That's what I liked about it. So, Old Mother Grub. Well, she was an old crone, and no one knew she was a vampire. Yeah. So between the Free City Greyhawk box set, this one, between this and the From the Ashes box set, which has a lot of Free City Greyhawk stuff in it. The story is that she killed the wrong person, and a paladin and his whole group came looking for him, and then they killed her, and they razed the place to the ground in between the two sets. So in my crown thing, where Salem puts on the evil crown, turns him into Tulsa Doom, basically, that happens in my game. They go in because they got to go through Old Mother Grub. So yeah, we kind of had it happen, but it's just a little different story. He had Nulb's Mother Grub. That's funny. So, but Old Mother Grubs was a fun place, and there's a map for it and everything in here. So let me just do this. Let me just type Mother Grub here and see what Mother Grub. I love it when the search thing doesn't work. Nope, just not working. Yeah, I think it's under low life. Let me go real quick. Low life, low life, low life. Foreign quarter. Folk feud factions. Go to low life. There's so much in here. I mean, like I said, this is why it's my favorite. There it is. Old Mother Grub's House of Fortune. T12. Old Mother Grub energy drain attack. Yeah, so there you go. And it's mapped out and everything. So fun times. There are different types of horror, absolutely. Yep. Alrighty. Look, it's 8:35. So, and unless you have a real hard-hitting one here, why don't we start just chatting up what's happened last couple of days? What do you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, look away, man. Yeah, man. Enjoy.
I haven't paid half as much attention as I should the last 2 days.
I haven't
so,
paid.
yeah.
Well, I've paid to a lot of what's going on in posts, and let me see if I can find one very good post here. Sam, I'm going to bring your post up if you don't mind. Sam, if you're around, Sam, and you want to hop on now and talk about your opinions on this, you're more than welcome to. Just use the same login as before. You're more than welcome to do that. Here it is. Okay. Hand out barf bags. Gary, we need to discuss it. And I'll give you my opinions, which Stuart thought I was on the right track here. I agree. So I agree 100%. Hey, Kurt. Yeah, if you want to log on and go over what I'm about to talk about and your thoughts, because you really delved into it, you're more than welcome to come on. So this is Sam's post. It's from a day ago. And he says, I have a friend who pre-ordered and he insisted on coming by so I could read it. And Sam, I think, gives a fair discussion on this. He expected it to be poor with all the statements from WotC regarding canon combined with length of the chapter. I didn't expect much. So does it live up to being an example of how to do a setting? Is it well written? How does it reflect Greyhawk? For all these, I rate it poorly. Okay. Harry, look, my gosh, man. He's ready. Boom! Well, let's have Sam discuss this.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You were ready, man. You were ready. Hopefully it sounds good.
We're ready.
Oh, we got some feedback there. We're good.
Hello.
What's going on, man?
Yep. Yeah, just had
good timing.
A couple of things. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I
give us your thoughts.
Okay. I pay attention to what they say in their promotional materials.
Mm-hmm.
I paid attention to how many pages they said it was going to be. I paid attention to the people in the video saying, we're going back to the folio. We're just making an introduction. We're including the city of Greyhawk. We're talking a little more about the area around Greyhawk and then less about the areas further away.
Yep.
I'm pretty good at estimating how much you can fit in 30 pages doing this.
True.
To be clear, the City of Greyhawk box set was 2 96-page books.
Right. But the 80 one was small, right? With all the extra stuff.
The City of Greyhawk box set.
Oh, City Greyhawk box set. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're doing the City of Greyhawk box set and you have 192 pages.
Yep.
How much are you fitting in 30?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that's for the whole setting.
Yeah, and now they're going to describe the city and the whole setting in 32 pages.
So, okay, I mean, do you remember The Adventure Begins?
Yeah. I'm giving it away tonight.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
And how much is in there updating the City of Greyhawk?
A lot.
Yes.
A lot. And
like
Malden incorporated all of it. There's new stuff in here even.
Okay, and how many pages is that?
I don't know. Probably. I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess 30 to 40.
Yeah, it's a large part of the book.
Yeah.
Okay, but does it cover everything in the box set?
No.
No, it just adds to it. It updates it. Yeah.
Right. So I know this. So how much can I expect that they're going to cover on the City of Greyhawk?
Right. Not much.
And now it still has to cover the setting. And it said it's going to have less as you get further away.
Right.
Yeah. Sam, can I just add something that I think is important that you tied into, meaning the promotional material? Because I followed what they've said, and it's interesting. Originally, it was said it's going to be an example of how to homebrew using a published setting. So the initial material didn't sound that ambitious, and I was kind of, that sounds cool. But later on, now they're talking about, oh, we put a whole setting in the book and blah blah blah. So they up-talked it significantly, and that's why I'm curious, because
Right. So again, I'm going by what they said when I'm forming my expectations of what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I also note they said, "Oh, this is the first time we've ever put an entire setting in the DMG." Well, if you read my review, you'll see I remember the old Expert set.
Yeah, Expert. Yep.
And I remember X1 when they had, well, okay. Even those of us who started with the folio would not call that a whole setting, but literally, yes, it is the whole setting. They have a little description of every country on the map they give. They talk a little bit more about the one kingdom that's kind of the central focus of it, or the Grand Duchy of Karamakos. And it's about 5 pages or so.
Right. In the X, yeah.
If it's that much. I mean, I think it's really more around 3 pages. But so this is what I'm expecting.
Right.
And it's pretty much what it is. Now, going by the material, like I say, I laid 3 things that I was going to analyze in it. Okay. Does it actually do what it says? Now, Anna, you brought it up. This is an example of how to homebrew a setting.
Yeah, that was the initial plug for it. Then that plug got upgraded as they talked about it, so to speak.
Now, to be fair, I didn't read the entire book.
No.
Maybe there are better examples in the other chapters. However, the material in this is limited to, okay, so here's a description of an inn in the city of Greyhawk. This would be a good place to form a connection with a player who has this background or that background. Okay. In the overall description of the city of Greyhawk, it says, and there are plenty of places in the city that are suitable for players to establish bastions. That's it. There's no actual walkthrough of, and so a player wants to establish a bastion here. Here's a good place to put it. Here's how he could develop it. Maybe all that's covered in the bastion chapter. I don't know. I haven't read it. But from what they said, here's an example. I didn't see it. I did not see that material.
Right.
And so if this is supposed to be a guide to how to do a setting, somewhere along the way, they forgot to put in the material that guides you through setting up a setting using this information. Going on to how well written it is. Well, I note one of the absurdities. Somebody somewhere actually looked up how to decline Herzog, the German title, for a woman.
Right. I read that, yeah.
And there's a woman ruler who is the Herzogin. Okay. But then I get over to Ket, and they have a female ruler there, and she's the Baygraf, not the Baygrafin. Actually, I didn't look up what the declension is of a bay for a female bay, the wife of a bay or whatever. But, okay, you looked up Herzogin, but you could not be bothered to look up Grafin?
Yeah, they probably had too many cooks in on this.
Things like this, I really don't see it as being particularly well written.
Right.
There are some other examples in the lore. It'll say...
what about Almor and Niron occupied Beaumarch?
I'll get to that. So one of the things in the history, it says, the Great Kingdom was at its height 200 years ago. And then in 356, which we know is 200 years before 576, Niron joined Furiundi in rebellion. So, I mean, I guess the Great Kingdom really wasn't at its height 300 years ago. It no longer ruled to the Yatil Mountains.
Right.
So, again, this is poor checking. You have incomplete research, you have poor cross-checking. It's not very well written.
Right, because there's no one there with a reference that goes back as far as we do here.
Oh, yeah, they are. Bruce
Okay,
Perkins and company at that level, they have this. They
You're
know this.
okay, you know,
No.
They do. They've been around the bend.
even with that, but see, the thing is, this
Yeah.
doesn't even require fact checking.
Right.
This requires simple editing control.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're reading the basic products that they're referring to.
I mean, in the same paragraph, you contradict yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we get to the lore. Now, again, okay, the lore is to us abominable. But
Okay.
I'm not going to review that. I'm not going to review that.
Right.
I'm going to review what they present. So for each nation, they essentially have a single line that has the name of the country,
Ruler.
the name of the ruler and his rank,
Race of the ruler.
and his race. It doesn't have level or class. And then it has like one or two sentences at most describing the realm.
Okay.
That's it. No population, no name of the capital. I mean,
But that ties into the old folio kind of
Folio had
way.
way more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not even the level of. Then for each meta region, they have, I think, 5 or 6 paragraphs, 5 or 6 short paragraphs, maybe a page worth.
Right.
And again, this is where some of the history begins to get curious. Now, I'm sorry, everyone, I'm going to have to really ask you, you have to let me be the one to break it to Lord Brezin.
Yeah, souls are gone.
No.
All of them.
No. Do you remember when Star Wars was named Star Wars and not A New Hope?
Right.
And do you remember when Han met Greedo in the bar?
Yeah.
And you remember how that was changed?
Yeah, Han killed him.
You know, who shot first?
Well, Han did originally.
Okay, and with the twin cataclysms, who shot first?
Soul.
Yes.
Now the McLuhan shot first.
Yes.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you have to be the one so I can tell Rich that in fact the Sewell are innocent, the McLuhan is shot first.
Oh, he will be pleased.
He will. He'll be so thrilled.
Yeah, meaning they're off the hook now. They're not the original instigators of the twin cataclysms. See, we were wrong the whole time, and he was right. The Sewell are not the evil ones.
Because they got to keep the trademark, and this is the way
exactly.
To keep the
So
okay, yeah. And the thing is, after that, there's so many little things they change. So I like I said, I didn't count. I think it's somewhere between a third and a half of the rulers. They have the names from the box set or even beyond.
Right.
Well, they have the Living Greyhawk Gazetteer from 2000, meaning it's published by them. So
right?
No.
They actually took one name at least from mostly the Living Greyhawk Gazetteer. They have about a third or a half from the box set, but then the rest, now we'll just make up a bunch of others. And okay, I can understand a few if they want to sex flip them. They wanted to have more female rulers. All right. They put in some more gratuitous representatives, a couple more dwarves here and there. And then, of course, they scattered an Azamar.
Right. I know.
A dragon boy. Okay.
I heard that from Joe Block's video that Yeomanry is ruled by a Goliath half giant.
Yeah.
Well, you just turn it. You just change them to half ogre, and you're fine.
Not in Yeomanry. All is probably more better to be run by something like that. I think that would work.
Yeah, as we were discussing with Paul Luby, I joked, is the Yeomanry now the Yo-Womanry? And he said, no, it's the Yo-Giantry. Because, they have a Goliath in charge now. Okay.
Oh, and Otto's a dwarf.
Yes, yes.
A dwarf bard.
So you actually got my joke there. Yes, they made Otto a dwarf and a bard.
I know what you're talking about, Gary. I understand.
Okay,
yeah, Otto's a dwarf bard, and Jalarzi's a warlock.
Yeah, okay, again, maybe you could kind of forgive making Jalarzi a warlock. I
realize that they need to put more
Troy.
hooks to their new mechanics. I can get that because I can understand why they're doing some of that. They put in hooks for their bastions and all that because it's the new cool stuff in the DMG. So I guess that needs to go in there somehow. Yeah.
But like I say, so it's just some of the things it's a little.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, even more though, there's so little.
Right.
There's really
Well,
so
we have to realize we have
vanishingly
10
little.
years without any setting references whatsoever,
20.
real settings
Almost
material.
20.
Yeah, but when it comes to Greyhawk, yes, but in setting material in general has been basically debunked, except
Yeah,
for
it's just
and now
Okay.
now they have to start from zero, so to speak. So
right.
not shock their new audience with a Bible or of a law book size or
Well,
yeah.
Okay, but see, there's the thing. I say it outright. Like, literally, they provided what they said they were going to provide: an introduction to the setting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
okay, but functionally, if they, I say, if they had deleted certain bits from the folio, they could have included all the folio material, all the relevant folio material on the individual nations, and still had room for what they put in about the city of Greyhawk.
Right.
And there'd have been more meat there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we did it. We did it with the folio. I really can't say this limited overview of the setting qualifies as a way to guide people to set up a setting.
Yeah. I like your. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah. One of your criticisms, I love that when they said that there's the existence of a northern kingdom of Schnei when there's no southern kingdom of Schnei. That's awesome.
Right.
Meaning, why that was like someone started that renaming and then forgot about it and just one got renamed, the other one didn't, or something.
Or calling it, okay, they call it Chakik, Wedweir, and
I know. Then they go to
But
call it Wolf Nomads right below in the next thing.
but and it's kind of funny because they renamed Erdirak and then they made a North Kingdom up there. That's really confusing. They kept the Schnei, and North Kingdom, the North Kingdom. It wouldn't have been a problem. Now I understand why someone who read up there, we have one North Kingdom, we can't have two. So
apparently we have three.
Yeah. So that's like, oh God. So it seems to be a little bit haphazardly put together in that sense.
And again, that goes back to the. I'm not going to even hit that on the lore element. That goes back to the writing element.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that seems to be bad editing only. Yeah.
So I would say this. A single Visions of Greyhawk or Grey Grimoire is exponentially better in writing than this, right? You can be arrogant.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I haven't read it in that detail, so I don't know.
Anything that the community has put out in the last 2 years, let's just go back 2 years, is infinitely better than this writing. Right? Because everyone dots their I's and crosses their T's. Now, there may be some point of view differences here and there. So my suggestion is we take this with a grain of salt. Whoever wants to write for DM's Guild does. We're going to do something. It looks like Troy's doing something. Everyone's going to do something. Put it out there.
There's already something, and there's other stuff come out too.
Yeah.
And they refer to old stuff, not to this new stuff.
Yeah.
So, and it's on there. So, and it hasn't been taken down yet, as far as I know. So they don't seem to be too picky about referring to old stuff, which is a good sign. Yeah.
I mean, this is what I would say. For us, this is utterly useless.
It's not written for us. You realize it's not for us.
Okay, get beyond that. I'd say the real purpose of my review is to let all of us know that when we have new people coming in, we've got a lot more to explain than we expected.
But we knew that.
We do.
Yeah.
No, way more.
Yeah, I understand that. And see, I'm one that it's like I hate doing this. It's like 5e. I can get someone like the Naz. He's playing OSE now, or CNC, or people change after they get a taste. They go and they change into what stuff they like. And I have a feeling because this stuff's still available on DM's Guild. This is the original folio, right?
Yeah, the 83 box set, the Living Greyhawk Gazetteer from Ashes. All the Greyhawk material, almost all of it is available on.
I have an idea. I don't know if Patrick wants to invest in this, but I'll give every new person who sticks around and like subs for a couple
Give
months
them
if
the
they don't win them.
83 box set or the Living Greyhawk
Okay.
Gazetteer. That's
Um,
better than,
Yeah, but
than
are they
that's so
available? Are they
limited.
both available? Yeah.
Oh yes, oh yeah,
But
they're
for
available.
shipping, this one's a lot less money.
right.
Oh
Just
okay, yeah,
Yeah, and a print.
yeah,
So,
for,
but I'm just saying this goes
yeah.
back to the base because no, you can't
Oh
give
yeah, but the
Living
83
Greyhawk's not
box.
576. You have to give him 576.
yeah.
You
Okay.
can't. You
Yeah,
can't give him. Yeah,
no, but Living Greyhawk explains the whole thing. So if
but
you
it's
want
not
to know,
576. It'll really confuse the
Okay,
hell out of them.
no, yeah, but
Let's
no,
feel-
they can probably count them many years because the
No,
story,
because
the
you got
history.
wars and you got all the other stuff. I'm
Oh
saying
yeah,
if you want to compare apples to oranges, you give them the 576 stuff.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Okay.
the 83 box set.
Anything, yeah.
And then you say that if you want to know even more, then
Yeah.
you get the Living Greyhawk. Yes.
Master of Dungeons, what's up? We're talking
Yeah,
the
well-
new Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to know. Okay. Rex Felix is asking, will fans be upset if with older lore, and then he's concerned about it splitting the fan base. So, will they be upset? Well, for people presenting older stuff,
I'm-
if
I'm
you
just laughing because-
include
Yeah, sorry.
half a page at most, I think, is more than enough for a translation guide. If you need that much, half a page, okay, maybe if you want to really super explain every single minor difference, a page. So
Yeah.
it's not that much to explain the differences.
Yeah.
As for splitting the fan base, well, this is honestly you've covered. I think once they actually see some of the other material,
Thank
they'll
you so
look at it
very
and
much.
go, "Oh, this is way more information and way more useful." And you're saying other stuff that's way more useful for
Thank
setting
you,
up
Bruce.
and then getting started in this campaign than there is in the DMG. I don't think if anything, it'll split people away from those who never bother to engage a greater community out there, never bother to ask questions, never bother to buy anything in DM's Guild, from those who just shrug, look at the DMG and go on their way. But then that split already existed.
I will send every single person who's new and they want to learn about it and they didn't win one that subscribes to my channel for a couple of months. I'll send this to them. I mean, to say, look, read this. This is original Gary Gygax material. And there's look, that's what all the shows are for. That's what the discussions are for. Look, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, we already know. Sorry, I'm going to say this. We already know the community's split already.
It's been split multiple times.
It's not with us. It's with someone who wants to fight us constantly. We all know.
Well, it was split originally. It was split when Gary Gygax was ousted from TSR.
Yeah,
then you have the people that say, "Oh, if not written by Gary, it's not Greyhawk for me." And then you had people that were stuck in the wars and say nothing living Greyhawk or whatever come after. So there's been multiple splits already, and we as a community are a bunch of grognards. So to get us upset over something that you just need to mention Greyhawk and not be a member for 25 years. So meaning we get upset about each other, whatever. So we are so easily triggered. It's crazy, but it's part of the fun. So you just need to take it, but we need to be accommodating. But my guess is that most new players that play this, they will read through the chapter and don't think much about it. But some people, new players, they will look into, this Greyhawk, and then they will start Googling and do some stuff and find more material and stuff. So,
I like what Stuart Carrigan said on Cannon Fire in response. I'm sorry, being arrogant. In response to a post I put up about this, it's not going to affect me. Go about your business. Do what we're doing now of all the great stuff. And Stuart said the right thing. And he said, the good lore will rise to the top and the bad lore will be forgotten, which is exactly true. Right?
Yeah. And really, I think once
Derek, thanks, man.
Any marginal engagement with the community with previous material,
I agree.
People are just going to pick the previous, the old school. They're going to, they'll just get, even if they just get the 576 Foley, even if they don't go embrace the full LGG the way I prefer, even if they don't search out and embrace the new canon and accept that elves are in fact entirely evil, Jay.
That's funny. I know you're being smart now.
And that Toss was a hobniz. Even if they don't do that, they're going to go with solid material
that exists, the simple published material, and the incredible realm of fan material that has been added to it. And like I say, it's if it were in me, I'd feel sorry for WotC that somebody convinced them this would actually be attractive to players.
So note this. There's going to be people coming, as we've already seen today, and we've seen the last week or two. All right? Just be receptive and say and state, if you start your Greyhawk, play your Greyhawk the way you want to play. I don't tell Sam or tell Gary or tell Les or Anna how to play, right? What edition, what style, who's what, running around there. And there's all sorts of differences, right? Anna's Shieldlands and my Shieldlands are really different, right? But who cares?
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we got to do and say, look at all these great magazines. It's all this content. I guarantee you someone picks up a Visions 3 and they're going to be, wow, this is great content. This isn't anywhere in the Dungeon Master. I can use all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care if the ruler ends a Dragonborn and the Shieldlands if they're using stuff out of the Visions magazine. Yeah. Right? Or they're going to Troy's site and they're downloading his adventures. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the direction we got to go.
And I will put into this is to, for me, because there have been a couple of people on some of the Facebook places I posted that. It's like, oh, you already made up your mind. You just hate WotC. It's like, okay, what does that have to do with anything? Even if I won, I didn't make up my mind. I formed an impression, which is what a promotional material is supposed to do. It gave me an idea.
Yeah.
But I didn't judge it until I read it. I didn't write the review until I read it.
Yeah, you gave it a fair evaluation.
Right. And as for that, I've written reviews of many things, not just game stuff. I reviewed the first part of the Dune movie. I disliked the Dune book intensely. And I was very clear when I told everyone, if you like Dune, you will love this first part of the movie. This first movie part of the book, because it's really good. I don't like the story. I don't like Dune. It doesn't really impress me. There are a couple of effects that impress me, but if you like it, you will really like this. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I have to harsh it for somebody else. Doesn't mean I have to lie and tell somebody else it's no good. Mars All Manifesto. I do not use the Omen in my Greyhawk. But anyone who asks, I say, if you want to use the Omen, you must find Mars All Manifesto, and you must embrace it. There are plenty of things. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I can't give it a fair. Sorry, just because I don't like the genre, just the theme, or I won't use the because I've developed some other way, doesn't mean I cannot judge it fairly. No, this doesn't have much use for me. It's an introductory product. It's not meant for. Okay, well, the last introductory box set for AD&D, second edition, before it died out, and that little mini setting. I love that. I gave it high ratings. I even ran the material.
Right.
Was it meant for me? No, I didn't need it at all.
Yeah.
But it was well done. It was really a step-by-step introduction on how to play the game. It achieved its purpose.
Yeah.
So I can be fair to stuff, even though it's not meant for me, even though I might not really like it. And this, well, it doesn't cut it.
And that is a fair assessment. If it gets a new person, and it will, to look beyond that for information. Hey, are there people blogging about it? Hey, are there people streaming? Boom.
Yeah. Oh,
they're talking about Greyhawk now, so
that's all I care
really
about.
Good.
For us.
Yeah,
and that I'll accept.
That's all I care about.
That's great for us.
That's If this gets people to come to our community, wonderful.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly, Nagoya. Exactly. And I know that anything we all do is top notch. I mean, the stuff we put out, the Len Adventures, the Gaillard books. My gosh, this stuff's, I know there may be some contention. Joe's stuff's great, right? Will's putting out great content. William Henry Dvorak. It's just, his Warlocks thing's really good, there's some really good writers in the community, and just keep at it. Just keep at it. I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Well, just not for a couple weeks. I
Yeah.
won't be coming up, but after that, I'll be back to it. Um, keep on doing all the writing. Keep on doing all the publications. I'm super stoked to see the Underdark publication, Visions 4. I don't know when the next Great Grimoire is coming out, but I'm looking forward to that. You know, so
I
what? Right,
I don't
right, Tom?
remember. I'd have to pester Norker again. I do know it's coming out.
Yep,
I do know we
yep,
have
Troy, agreed.
material. You know, even with what we just have, I've got issues to go through to
Yeah,
I don't know, the middle of next year, probably even to the end of next year.
yeah, and
And
and we're all busy now. We're all super busy. So, you
yeah,
know, I got
yeah,
Ed writing Greyhawk material now. Who would ever thought that? I mean, I'm
yeah,
talking about beyond my Visions articles, but in a Greyhawk upcoming publication. I mean, my
yeah,
gosh. So, you know, it's
yeah.
gonna be fun. Let's have fun. Let's have
Yes.
fun with this. So it's the document players in the community. That's it. The drivers. Yeah. Are you going?
Yeah. I mean,
Am I gonna hang that shield? I don't.
yeah,
Maybe. I like putting it on a chair actually. So
yeah. I see no reason
maybe.
to stop or slow down the way we're writing and going.
Yeah, let's just
Because
keep
it's
at it. I say we keep at it and use this to bring people into the community. And I'm telling you, it's just like I see with a lot of people like Naz and stuff, and I've seen it. They start on 5e, and then they're like, man, group initiative really works for me. And there's the first step. I really like that. Or, oh man, I like Pathfinder instead. Okay, cool. I like Castles and Crusades. Go for it. I like Shadow Dark.
oh
Play
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The edition doesn't matter. So I don't think this setting book, this little 30-page setting book matters either.
yeah.
So I'm telling you, we're going to do something gritty. It's going to be gritty because that's what Luke wants. So, yep, exactly. And let's just use it to our advantage. That's it. And have fun with it. And
Oh yeah. I mean, I started with AD&D. Well, okay, I started with the Holmes box basic. I went to AD&D, and then I actually took like 3 or 4 years to be convinced to do 2E.
right.
And then the only reason I even did 3E is because Eric dragged me in to do Living Greyhawk. Otherwise, I probably would have skipped it entirely.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
And,
That's
and
it.
but now, yeah, but now I'm in 3E and I'm too old and set in my ways and I'm not changing again.
Brungel, yeah. The only way they ever get into a game with Carlos is if they're at Gary Connor in a fundraiser and they get lucky for a sign up or you know what I mean. I know it would be an awesome thing. I know what you're saying. That would be an awesome thing to have. There's a lot of opportunities out there. So yep, 30 years of Super Z with the IP owner does exactly. Um, so have fun with it. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate you talking about it because I saw the post and I think it's very fair. Everything you said, they like minor things. Scarlet Brotherhood is now what?
Oh, the Scarlet Brotherhood is now the Scarlet Order. And it's funny because someone commented on that. Is like, oh, so they took the evil, racist, supremacist group
Yeah.
and they made it,
Uh,
not misogynistic.
Sure, Jeremy. So,
I mean, it's like there is a certain absurdity in
well, they
that.
weren't going to use the word crusade because that's bad connotations, but you couldn't use Scarlet Crusade because that's in World of Warcraft. The Scarlet Crusade.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
can't use that term.
oh yeah. I mean, for those who, I mean, I wouldn't, suggest at some point. I mean, don't buy it, but find a way.
Well, if you want the
You know,
maps.
look over your buddy's shoulder, stand in the store and skim through it, but read the section for yourself so you don't have to take my word for it. But I'll note the Beckloonish have now given up being violent and they just, are into trade.
Right.
So there's no threat of war from the Beckloonish lands.
There is no Wash Street, by the way, Expellus. It's gone. Wash Street's gone.
Oh, okay. I note that the list of powers they have is what they had in the 2014 Player's Handbook. All they did was add Berry and Cyril. So it was never a full list.
Right.
and they added 2 more, and yeah, I mean, so it's not so much they took Wastry away; it's they didn't add them back in. Oh
Right.
well, yeah, they didn't add Procan, Osprey, and Zerbo in.
Yeah.
It-
It's okay.
it's
We have them, so it doesn't matter.
right. So it's not something. It's not something you say, "Oh, look at them, they took them out." It's like, no, they just didn't add 70% back in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Gary. Yeah. They use more of a chisel. They don't use a scalpel. They use a chisel and a hammer. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna survive. We're gonna be. I'll be here tomorrow, hopefully. All of us will still wake up tomorrow morning and just go about our business. That's it. So
yeah.
I will have my opportunity to poke at them at GaryCon, which I tried to last year, and it, wasn't successful because they weren't paying attention to us. But who knows what's going to happen this year? So
Yeah.
But I appreciate that, and if anyone else says, Joe's got a video you can watch too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Anna, what are your thoughts on Joe's video?
I think he made a lot of good points, and he wasn't overly angry and ranty. So I think he get a good assessment, just like I think Sam did a good assessment in his too. So because I think we should give it a fair review, but we should try not to be completely angry over it, so to speak, because it is not written for us.
Right.
If you've been part of the Greyhawk community for years, this is not for you. It's not for me or us. It's for new players who never heard of Greyhawk before. So hopefully it will be. I need to sit down and read it when I get a chance, and so I haven't done that yet. That. But I think hopefully it will bring in new players to the Greyhawk community, and if it does that, and I'm happy.
So here's some commentary off of viewers. William Henry Dvorak. I know these changes have a lot of people in arms. I personally don't care. Boom. That's exactly. The real story is opening of DM's Guild. He's already got something on there. It'll be an outlet to publish graphic material. Authors can hopefully recoup what they spent to create, to giving them more product, and people from see the setting for Legends of the original vision. Now, here's what Ornir, Tom Vandeveen, a big name in our community, said. Mm-hmm. Our gates are open, however, for all those people looking for the truth, and they will come. Boom. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I like those comments off of your post. So cool. It is. We'll get over it. Well, like I said, half the population is going to be happy, and half the population is going to be sad next Tuesday. It's life, right? Life goes on.
We'll be lucky if there will be a decision next Tuesday. I think it might take longer for that to be settled, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's settled on Tuesday. So yeah.
Yeah. So.
And actually, I might slightly disagree with one thing.
Go for it.
It's not meant for us. Why not? I mean, why wouldn't WotC want someone like me to look at this and go and jump in whole hog and start paying to play 5e or 2024, whatever you want to call it, and really love the setting and want to get in all the way? I mean,
yeah,
I'm a person with money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they wanted to grab, but if they wanted to grab us, they would have made a different type of product.
Troy exactly said that.
Yeah, maybe. I still think it's one of those things that's always a lost opportunity.
But they probably weighed that carefully, and in that sense, they made it for the new masses.
No, but
yeah.
There are a lot of products out there. Twilight 2000. I bought nearly all the Twilight 2000 adventure books.
Yeah.
Even though I knew I was never playing the game, because I liked the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
to be honest, I think there will be a lot of us who will get Dungeon Master Guide 2024 just to read this. So in that sense, they got our money, and they haven't got my money yet. But the situation. I might very well buy the damn thing just
I'm going to
so I
buy
can
prints
read
straight
it.
from Mike Schley myself.
Yeah, see, there's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I just buy the prints from him if I wanted
yeah.
them.
Yeah, I buy that too. But I'm thinking the book itself. I'm sure there are a lot of Greyhawk fans, old school Greyhawk fans and Greyhawk fans have been around for decades who will buy the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide just for this chapter. So in that sense, they might have done the trick just mentioning Greyhawk more than 3 times in the book to get us to buy it. So in that sense, it might work really well. And they don't have to fact check anything. They just get us to write the book. And then we go on blab about it on shows like this. And that means that it gets even more traction. So from a business standpoint, they might have done a good thing.
I bet
from
you
their sense.
stuff written by the old guard on DM's Guild is going to outsell all the stuff we have no idea who they're coming from, and you know what I mean.
Over time, hopefully we can make stuff that will be outselling.
So I think that's going to be the good thing. So
yep.
let's just wait and see on that. Yep. So.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So what? Are you getting the Beetle and Grimm then? Jeremy, you buying the Beetle and Grimm box? So.
Yeah. I just think something like this would have been was an opportunity to bring all of us back in the fold.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Do we want to be part of the fold?
You know,
I don't.
But it's still a chance. It's still a chance. It's still something.
Oh yeah, some might. Might do it, so to speak. So yeah.
Yeah. If you can get people buying something for a system they're never going to run just because it looks good. I started buying Planescape just on the offhand chance I might be able to convert some of the material, and became a complete Planescape fanatic by going back and buying all the box sets and such based on buying one adventure that was just really a well-written adventure, and I had to get more.
I think that we've done a lot of wrong things, and at least it's out, and we have to capitalize on that by doing the smart things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and that's why I'm not going on. I'm not going on a stream and going, well, this sucks ass. I'm not going to say that, right? Because as an example, because it just doesn't do. It's not.
I haven't read it yet, so I can't say
it's
bad.
Not constructive. But I will say there's things here I don't agree with, but it's not my Greyhawk. And if you want to see a great campaign that's been going on for 45 years soon, and all this community that's written stuff that's wonderful, here I'm going to show you.
Yeah, and
that's it.
It's this thing, I'm more saying, I think for what they wanted to do with it, it didn't succeed.
Yep,
and
agreed.
Yeah, that's more than whether or not it's no. You had to do. Never mind doing the LGD version. You had to do the TNC version.
Yeah.
My guess is that what they wanted to do was make sure that it sold. If they sold a few more Dungeon Master's Guide because they put it in there, and that might very well succeed. I don't think their ambitions were any higher with this. They just wanted to. They wanted to do something that tied into the 50-year anniversary of D&D. And they wanted it to add to the sales of the DMG, and they might have pulled off both. That's my guess.
It's possible.
Their goals, so to speak. I don't think they needed to think much further than that. And open up DM's Guild for Greyhawk. That was another goal, so they can
they opened up DM's Guild before this, so. Right?
Yeah. No, but it was tying into the same thing, so to speak, in that sense. There were Greyhawk 50, D&D 50 years, and Greyhawk was the setting that they released this year.
I mean, Brexels, you know me, I'm old school with the rules for 30, 40 years. I'm not making any changes. So.
Exactly, that's what I think that was part of it. Chris Perkins, he wanted to,
it could have been worse. It could have been
worse. But and it was the 50-year anniversary, so why not take the oldest setting of D&D? Yep. That makes perfect sense. And putting in there, so
all right. So there you go. Enough of that. We're not gonna. Yeah. We know where it is. We'll have more discussion. I guarantee it. Things will come out, and it is. He's extort. I guarantee you, he ain't a vampire, and you're going to see it in one. You're going to see it in upcoming publications. So yeah, and I've already told Anna. Now, he may not be the king, but he ain't a vampire. So that's funny though. All right. Sam, you got anything going on? Like you and Gary, are you working with Gary on the Underdark?
I do have something in the Underdark,
All right,
and I've
cool,
done some editing for it.
cool.
I'm waiting to hear from Norca on the final, and you went for the final layout for Visions, and then I have to start plotting what I'm going to do with Vision. Sorry, with the Grey Grimoire, and then I have to start plotting what I'm going to do with the Grey Grimoire. And every now and then I'm putting it, writing up something else. I wrote up another little crazy piece, mostly just to drive Curtis crazy.
Yes, you can drive Curtis crazy. It's funny.
Yeah, it's I wrote up a little
I've had Curtis on way too many game streams lately too. It's kind of
yeah
kind of.
a combined heretical cult of Heronius and Hextor. Because
Oh,
their followers can both be lawful neutral, so why not have something dedicated to them? And it just got out of
I
hand.
solved that problem, and no one wants to hear it, so that's fine. I took the Red Knight right out of frickin'. I took it right out of Forgotten Realms. The God of Battle strategy, lawful neutral, it's perfect. And I know a lot of people go, it's Forgotten Realms, or well, use Stratus. I'm like, you know what? That's what I did.
Oh, no. I just made no. It's a particular cult,
It's fine.
and they happen to have both of them.
The Ted Knight. That's funny. Yeah, it's cool. In fact, it almost goes by the Knight Protectorate. The Knights, right back then they had two sects, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. And so
I know, Kurt. I'm bush busting.
just to make Curtis squirm. It's so much fun.
Well, thanks for hopping on, man, and giving us your opinion
Yeah.
that you wrote. I
Mhm.
really appreciated you
You're
doing
welcome.
that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm glad you did. And you put it out there in a couple sites so that people could read it, and it was very objective. So
Thank you.
yeah, of course. And looking forward to more publications coming out, and more, and more collabs and everything else going on in the community. I think we're all going to have a lot of fun. So, what's up, Anna?
Finally, I've been working on the damn GIS things for like 5 years, and now it's coming together. And it will be probably a bit earlier than I thought. My goal was to have a first version of the GIS maps by Christmas. It's going to be before then. So when this damn election is done, so I can come back to real life again, then it will be it's very soon. There will be I put together the first test, full assemble test to see that all the parts work together, so to speak, that I can export the resolution and it looked good. And yes, it's better than I thought, and the result looks really, really good. So there will be very soon, there will be the first export test and stuff published. You can see what the digital version of the GIS map can look like, and a geo package. And then it's the political names to be added, and then it's done. There's a couple of changes in the styles, but that's minuscule changes. There's a little bit program change. So it's actually looking better than I thought, and it works better than I thought, and the result
Awesome.
will be definitely an upgrade to the map, so to speak. And I figured out how to do it, and so very, very soon, there will be in a day or two, there will be the first kind of full size sample, so you can see the whole Flannies in GIS exported out in full glory, except the political names.
Nice.
I haven't done them fully yet. That's the only thing. That everything else is there will be one final edit, so there might be things missing, either because I didn't put them in yet, or there's still a few things that come and go, that glitches here and there in the programming. So I need to catch them too. And they have to do with how you format the export, so to speak. And that's something I'm looking for. So there's a couple of glitchy things there, but I'm aware of those glitches, that things are missing, so to speak. But the editorial, I have to go over one more time, and I will spend a week in November going over all the stuff country by country to make sure that it's getting ready. So it's getting there, and it will be the first kind of new version of the map in 10 years. So it's good. The other ones have been small updates. This is a complete remake of the whole map, so to speak. And this opens up for some really, really cool stuff coming out next year for print versions and all of that, so to speak, and a bunch of other stuff too, and restylings and so on. So yeah, so it's coming. So I'm so sorry for all the for the lack of stuff, and that has several reasons.
I
The
wouldn't be upset.
ongoing election, my mental state a little bit, and being away for conventions and stuff. So, but I'm getting back in the groove, and I'm working really hard, putting in a lot of hours, and I'm getting there. And I was hell bent to make sure that this wouldn't be delayed, because I've been talking about it for years, and now I need to sit down and actually do it. So it's good for my mental well-being to feel like I'm actually getting stuff done. So yes, I'm getting stuff done. And if you want to pause your membership and don't give me any money because I don't post anything, I totally understand that. But I will be back very soon with cool stuff. That's for sure. Yep. So thank you everybody who bear with me in these kind of dire times.
Are you
So,
live
yeah.
Friday?
I'm not sure about that part. We'll see. Yeah,
Okay.
I can't. Well, hopefully I will be, and yeah. So yeah, hopefully, but I can't guarantee it, unfortunately. Yeah. So keep a lookout, and if I be, I'll be. Yeah.
So I appreciate that, Anna. Thank you. Um, last night, thank you. We peaked at like 80 some people, and it's just
Oh
myself,
wow,
my son, and Michael Zudrak hanging around, changing out my table terrain, and
that's
just
awesome. Yep.
talking, which was cool. Talking about Frog God stuff, but. So no stream tomorrow night. It's trick or treating time. We're gonna have a ton of people at the house. I got my in-laws here. My son's dressing up as Legolas. I'll get pics. You know, it'll be cool. But I'm ready for Saturday afternoon at 1 because I didn't do that. I skipped a year, but then we are back with a Halloween special show on Saturday afternoon. It'll be our next stream. The Legend of the Overgord, and it'll be the Bone Baddies. So we got Coco, Tim, Timothy, Case, Jetsa, and Korg the Mighty playing. So this is like 4th and 5th level characters. So this is another Overgord story, you know. So yep, it'll be it'll be a cool one there, and that'll be Saturday 1 o'clock, 1 to 5. All right, that'll be the next event. So what's Thrommel look like, Moose? You know, so I to his whims, he picked Legolas. I'm like, we can do Legolas. So Sunday night, Anna's got off from Gavin.
Yes.
Anna's got off as we haven't done a creative jam in a year, so we're doing another one. So we got Christine Van Patten, we got the Inked Mage, we got Jeremy from Gamescape and Bull the Mastercrafter, and let's talk about. I'm telling you, Jeremy is ramping up for stuff for Greyhawk, okay? And I won't kind of sneak peek it on Sunday. He's going to make stuff that interlinks in with what we're doing with the Mel's Guide. Very cool. So we got some really neat stuff coming up. You know, he's already done work with Will. So, you know, and he's been a great sponsor, and he's been at GaryCon. He's a sponsor at GaryCon this year. And see what Christine's doing work for Felicia Day. I mean, there's so much great stuff. So we're going to have some fun with this discussion. We're going to talk about you know, where crafting's going. It's evolving every year, and they're just all smart people. And it'll be Sunday night at 7 and EST. I put the S real small because I'm like, I messed up on the typo, but hey, it's the first day of instead of EDT, I think November 3rd, and then there's other streams next week, a full week of streaming. But a week from Sunday, Ed is back. Heroes and Heroines of the Realms in Greyhawk. So let's talk some. He's going to make up some new lesser heroes and heroines for us. I will link that in. He'll give me that information. I'll link that into my campaign. We'll create another article for Visions 5. All right, off of this. So there you go. We'll have some new information. More Ed, of course. More Ed Greenwood. And Ed's already supplied something for me for the new publication. I asked him, and he had it the next day, which is insane. Ed is an insane person, but it's awesome. The crafting stream's gonna be awesome. Yeah, we got a lot of great stuff coming up. Let's just everyone keep at it what you're doing. That's all I can say is just stay positive and keep at it. Yeah. What rolling on the floor really? Did someone say something funny? Troy, I missed that one, man. More Ed? I lost it, Troy. Did I say something? I may have said something I didn't even realize I said. So, I know. And just please note, I am out on November 18th, and I don't know when I'll be back. So, hopefully it'll only be a week and a half. And I'll have like Gabbins coming up and all, but it's coming up, so I'll keep you posted on that. But I plan to stream that night before on the 17th. So what rides of Ed? I don't know. Head, dead, bed, Fred, Ted. So Greyhawk Magic the Gathering set. I don't know about that. I don't want to invest in Magic. I'm holding all my cards for a turn in one time. All right, giveaway. Let's see. Who wins this? If you have either one of these, I will trade them out, okay? But someone's going to win both. If 2000 Caesar's on, he has not picked what he won on Sunday. I sent out what was won last night already, so I got that out. So here we go. And then I think we're going to raid the Stronghold because Tim is playing on Saturday. Closing it out. Here we go. And the winner is. And thank you all for participating tonight. Nagoya Joe.
Awesome.
Dun, 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 dun. Congrats, man. Let me know. If you have these, just let me know and we'll get together or something. Just whisper me in the whisper chat here if you have both those. Once again, it's Border Watch and Greyhawk the Adventure Begins. But I guarantee you, I have some other third-party stuff you may not have if you... Yep. So Nagoya Joe is a great... oh, my God. My brain shut off. Blackmore. One of the Blackmore guys. All right? Yeah, just let me know, Joe. Sam, thanks for hopping on that end part. So let's go in with over 90 into Tim at Stronghold D&D because Tim's been great. He's been playing in the games. We'll roll into him. I know they're doing Storm King's Thunder, but it's cool. So they're doing D&D. Anna, thanks. Sam, thanks. Community, thanks. I'm always here. Reach out if you have any questions, suggestions, ideas. I'm doing my best to keep it rolling here, and I think you all are too, and I really appreciate it. So we'll see you. I'm going to hit the wrong button. I almost did. See you all tomorrow. We'll see you Saturday afternoon, all right? Sound good?
Okay.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Raid. Always fun. Very good discussion. What's that?
Definitely fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Thank you,
I really appreciate your contribution to that, man. That meant a lot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you Saturday. Enjoy your days. Boom.
Yeah.
Alrighty.